It was a hell of a game. And I know Mike Brown doesn't feel that way. He felt he got screwed on officiating. He had the stats in front. And Mike, by the way, I happen to be a Mike Brown guy. He's had a few head coaching jobs, including back home in Sacramento Kings. But he comes out after the game and says, listen, man, 24-8 free throws in the second half. Explain that to me. We're going to the basket as hard as they are. There's going to be some frustration. Wemby shoves Brunson down. There was a few other plays. Hey, man, it was pushing, shoving, chippy, sometimes dirty. There was a lot of grabbing. I don't know what else you want to throw in there, but I got to tell you, at the end of the day, San Antonio, at the end of that game, knocked down some shots. Castle hits a big jumper and makes 2 huge free throws at the end of the game because the Knicks would not go away, and De'Aaron Fox hits a nice fadeaway as well to keep it at 5 points there late. And so it was just back and forth. It was crazy the way it started, and then a huge second quarter by the Knicks in that game. There was just a lot of great stuff going on, man. Great game, really was. Nice bounce back for Wemby. He has gotten away. Listen, man, he has gotten away with some things. I don't know how they're standing there. Don't see him shove down Brunson. I mean, he shoved them down. That's got friggin' technical written all over it. But anyway, besides all that stuff, and you know what? They got the game. They got the game on a night where it was a party, and all the talk before the game was we're going to win 4. It's going to be a sweep, the greatness, the party. And somebody forgot to tell Wembanyama and Castle and the rest of those guys that just played their ass off, minus all the other stuff going. I don't know how you call a game like that. I mean, they could have called a lot more fouls. There's no question about it. It was pretty crazy game. Now listen, that was a nightcap. During the day, Woody, we called this, by the way. We laughed. Were you joking? You said to me, "Oh no, he'll be playing."
I've been joking through the whole way. You hope that in a situation like this, a judge will make a fair and non-corrupt ruling.
You mean the retired Lubbock County judge that took the case and said, and they're saying, no, he had no ties to Texas Tech. He's 30 miles away. No ties.
I just didn't know the backlash would be as severe as it was with, teams saying we're not going to play these guys.
No, their own commissioner.
Yeah, the commissioner tried to tightrope it, man, but
they're having a meeting today. Oh, no, none of them are happy. Nobody in that conference is happy about this. They're saying you guys. And by the way, I don't know if you caught during the day how it was handled and about, the NFL's, looking at him for the supplemental draft because he was going to be close to being a first-round pick, and if not late first round into the second round, he's obviously he's a really good player. Texas Tech's paying him $6 million a year to play, minus whatever's going to happen on the 2 games. But this is just, I joked about it. I did not believe a guy that flat out, I don't care you have drug, alcohol, or gambling addiction. I am shocked. You bet. You did the one thing that every kid knows, every young guy knows, all the way through professional sports. And let's be honest, college football, the amount of money you're making, I don't know how. I mean, you say student athlete all you want, but it's professional football now. And not the amount of money the NFL has overall, but certain guys are getting paid more money than some of the pros. But I backups especially. But I see that ruling. There's one thing. They have signs up as you go. I used to go in for baseball. Baseball's the first time I saw it. They used to have that sign up right next as you go in the clubhouse to do interviews before and after games. And that thing just like slaps you in the face. I mean, it's up there and it says gambling, prohibited. It goes through the whole gambling thing. And it's a reminder for every player, media member, like it sticks in your brain. If you bet, you shouldn't be gambling, there's different levels of gambling, but betting on your own team is just, that's number one. Pete Rose God bless Pete Rose. I mean, he's passed away now. So, that part's over. But this guy is because he got rehab for 35 days for his gambling addiction. And now they're worried about his mental health and stuff. Listen, he broke a rule. I don't care what you have, man. You broke sports number one rule, really. Number one rule. And I get the gambling's out there, and it's in your face every day. Listen, I got a bunch of young guys that I work around. Everybody's got the Hard Rock app.
Don't make that excuse.
I'm not.
That's a bad excuse. I heard that driving in this morning. Feinbaum was, they have gambling everywhere. It's
no, but it doesn't make it right.
Man.
It doesn't make it.
You know what the worst part of this thing to me, Joe, is that the school.
By the way, you're part of the gambling, the Hard Rock app. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, I do it for entertainment, but like. I don't understand why that's how that's an excuse. But to me, the worst part of this whole thing is the way that the school is standing by this guy and acting like everything they're doing is fine. At the end of the day, they're still a university. Like you can call it pro football, whatever you want to call it. They're still a university. You're supposed to try to do the ethical thing here, like the right thing.
You know what they're
doing is absolutely pathetic. The AD comes out with a statement on their own website, on their Twitter page. He's got the Adidas logo, the Patrick Mahomes logo on there. Like, you got to be better than this as a university.
This is about one thing.
I know it's about money.
No, this is about he's a really good quarterback, and they're trying to win.
But this isn't the NFL, Joe.
They got billionaires behind them. That school's got a ton of money.
There you go. It's a school. And it's a university, first and foremost. It is not the NFL.
I got news for you, man.
NFL, this guy would never see the light of day again. But
you just kind of student athlete. You just
but they are. But they at the end of the day, they're
student athlete.
But it doesn't matter. I'm not student athleting you. At the end of the day, it's still a university, and you still expect them to be held to some sort of moral and ethical standards. And to have a guy that did all of this playing for you, and not only that, but to stand by him like that is a really bad look. And obviously you could see by the way the other schools are reacting.
Yeah, no,
we won't want to play these guys. I don't think they want them in the conference anymore. I don't know what they can do to them.
Nothing.
I don't.
As soon as they get through this hurt thing, they're going to play their games against them and everything else because they're not going to affect
like Georgia's money. Like, we're not going to play these guys.
Well, anyway, it was just I think everybody's shocked. I mean, you can sit here and
it wasn't shocking at all. I mean, you didn't expect the judge to. Hometown judge
preliminary injunction given out. Just once again, the NCAA. I don't know what we're doing with the NCAA. What it's just
the NCAA is dead officially now.
It really is. And I listen to everybody's ideas, and we're still going through this whole thing with Nick Saban up there in front of the Congress talking about what needs to be done, and this is a good start, and we'd like to throw this out here in front of you. Take a look. So here's what's crazy about what they want to do. And again, they're trying Protect College Sports Act was the one that their whole group got up in front. They had their committee, and Nick Saban was a big part of it and spoke the first 11 minutes and all the problems of everything. It's followed up with the commissioner of the Big Ten and SEC say we don't go along with this. They're going, no. They're on their own speaking. They're not speaking on our behalf. No. This thing's got too many things we don't like. So, it's but this one, you know what? It's funny. So nobody's really complained about all the issues, tampering, NIL, transfer portal. We're not complaining down here. We're part of the have. So we like it. Hell, I like it, man. I'm going to hey, if these are the rules, let's keep playing them. I like this. Keep going, Coral Gables. Florida's figured it out. Florida State's questionable, but Florida knows how to play the game, and a lot of schools do in the big conferences. So this is great. But then all of a sudden, the gambling thing, and everybody goes, uh-oh. This kind of falls under the whole umbrella of we have no control. So anyway, it was an interesting one, man. I was shocked. I was pissed off for a second because this whole thing has bothered me. I was afraid this was going to happen. A 2-game suspension. Now it's a temporary injunction. I heard some people say, I still don't believe he's going to play. because they think by everybody putting pressure on Texas Tech. And Texas Tech is like, we don't care. You think we just went through all this to give them to you guys? You're asking to play us. We're going to beat you most of the games because we're really good. And just suck it up. We'll move on to something else we can all whine about. But yeah, I do think the NCAA feels, and then every time we went through it with eligibility, that's another one. Ole Miss quarterback gets another year of eligibility. Trinidad Chambliss. It's like, it didn't take long. He goes, I ain't turning pro. I ain't gonna be a second or third round pick. I'm going back where I know I'm getting all the money in college, and then I'll worry about the pros. So yeah, man. Every time something happens and there's a rule brought, the NCAA, what are you doing? Like, what do we have you for? Even sometimes in the big conferences, you've ruled against people, and they've gone, now we're not going to accept that. No, we're going to give ourselves, we'll just police ourselves. So I don't know. I am really curious. Brett Yormark, I know we talked about Michael Yormark, but his brother Brett Yormark is a Big 12 commissioner. I'm really curious. I think we're going to be hearing. He's been pretty outspoken about things that have been going on. He's done a great job, by the way, in that conference. He has done a great job. It's kind of the underdog conference. I've always looked at the Big 12 the way it is and what they've lost. They've lost some of their best teams. They hung in there pretty tough, man. And behind the ACC and the SEC and the Big 10, Big 12's right there. They're feisty. But I am really curious to see what is going to come out of this. We got a lot of stuff going on. Woody mentioned the Marlins are back in action. 3 games with the Diamondbacks. Max Meyer's on the mound actually tonight, and so we'll be talking more about that. But what a crazy day! And then last night, I'm by the way, I'm not one that's going to blame the officiating why the Knicks lost, but it was. I mean, they definitely could have called a few more. They probably could have called a few more fouls. Excuse me, including a flagrant or 2. But man, it was chippy. And I got to tell you, man, those games would be very hard to officiate. Very, very hard to officiate the way everybody's flopping and bouncing around. Excuse me, it's just not an easy situation for anybody. All right, hey, we got to go to break. We got a lot of stuff this morning. Hey, student athlete in there. You ready to hang with me today? We got a lot of.
You don't think the university should be held to some sort of standard, like some kind of ethical, moral standard of some kind as a university? They're not a pro football team.
So let me see. My daughters go to school for school,
mm-hmm.
And then
Most people do.
The athletes now, it's a separate deal. I mean, look, man, I don't know how you're looking at it.
It's not a separate deal.
It's a separate deal.
No, it's not.
I don't know. Are your kids, I want to see if your 2 kids like my daughters are going to get scholarships, or are they going to school? Then you got to go like a student. You're there. And if you mess up, you get kicked out, or if your grades or you get in, and then the guys are going to school to play football, most of them. Now, this can piss off some people, think that every guy's going down there going to school and worried about his degree before he gets his money. But the reality is, by the amount of transfers that we see every year, I would say they figured out they'll continue to work their way. School can work around the money, looks like to me. Anyway, that's just my take.
Yeah, I just think the university should, for them to put out statements like that, and I just find it very embarrassing to have just no moral or ethical standards as a university.
You think they want to play at the backup quarterback coming off that knee injury?
I mean, this is the worst thing you could do outside of a violent crime. This is the worst thing that you could do.
Did you just go violent crime like murder?
I'm trying to think of what would be worse than betting on your own games.
You made it sound like a murder one or a rape or something.
It basically is a murder. I mean, this is like as bad as you could do.
Yeah.
It's as bad as you can do, Joe.
All right, Woody.
The university should
well, listen, man, save your thoughts. You got a lot this morning. I'm glad to see you fired up here early this morning. You don't drink coffee. How the hell do you do this? You don't even drink coffee. Hey, if you're looking for a truck that's built for Florida work and for Florida fun, head to your local South Florida Chevy dealers and check out the incredible Chevy lineup. If a rugged midsize truck is what you're looking for, Chevy Colorado is where capable meets comfortable. from the Colorado Custom to the ZR2. It's got the right tools to exceed your expectations. Or turn things up a notch with a Chevy Silverado, from the Custom Trail Boss to the Silverado EV. With 10 models and 4 powerful engine choices, Silverado delivers an impressive balance of strength, dependability, and efficiency. If you're up early this morning and you're looking to get a new truck because you work full time and that's what you do, that's how you make a living, and you go until the job's done, boy, we got a Chevy Silverado HD. You can choose from that powerful LTZ with premium style and substance to match, or go to the biggest with the Chevy Silverado HD High Country. Hey, for South Florida living, man, we got a truck absolutely perfect for your lifestyle. Chevy's got a Florida truck. Visit your local South Florida Chevy dealers today. 14 dealerships throughout South Florida. Together, let's drive.
If it's going down, you know.
Miami-Dade. The traffic report is brought to you by the Casino at Dania Beach Airport Expressway. As you approach Northwest 22nd Avenue, that has a right lane blocked. Out of Broward, you're looking good. No major issues. That's traffic. I'm Elia Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
This traffic report is brought to you by the Casino at Dania Beach, your home for watching the world's biggest soccer tournament live at Sunrise Stage. Watch the world's biggest soccer tournament live at Sunrise Stage at the Casino at Dania Beach. Enjoy every match, food and drink specials, free parking, and don't miss Fin Zone 305 July 11th. Experience the excitement all summer long at the Casino at Dania Beach.
Your favorite shows, the games of your favorite South Florida teams. We've got them
right here on the Q, baby.
Catch us on FM 104.3 or listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps. Don't miss a thing.
All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody. Everybody's got a lot of thoughts on last night's game as well as what just happened with Brandon Sorsby, the Texas Tech quarterback, suspended for 2 games after a preliminary injunction Monday that prevents the NCAA from punishing him for violating its rules on sports gambling.
And the hell is this judge to suspend him too? Like,
yeah, he's worried about his well-being. the judge was worried about his mental health and his finances going forward. By the way, the other part of this that popped up because you knew it would, and that's how good is Brandon Sorsby, which is one of the first guys to transfer. He got big dollars. Obviously, one of the top quarterbacks in college football, from Indiana to Cincinnati, and then transferred to Texas Tech. So they had the NFL guys on yesterday, and I checked around. He would have been a late. They had him as a grade as a late first-round pick into the second round, which, again, this just listening to the guy yesterday. And the NFL, now that he'll be coming back, like, see how he plays, and he'll just go right in the NFL now that whatever's happened. And I was like, so I was wondering, like, so you're telling me the commissioner's not, before he lets him come in, no matter what the Wild West is doing below him, better known as college football, like, you're just going to let the guy go through? Apparently he's been late for meetings. He's disappeared because of his gambling problems.
Well, yeah, he placed a lot of bets, man. He's a very busy man.
So, hey, before I have this QB meeting with my receivers, I'll be back in a second here, man. A couple of prop bets I love going on here with our basketball team.
Shouldn't the school at some point just told, like, you said, no, like, we're not going to go down this road? Like, you got to draw the line somewhere, don't you?
Woody, I hear you, man. You're talking. You're talking.
I'm expecting a university, an institution of higher learning, to do the right thing. That's kind of what I was expecting.
What do we got? We got different rules, man. How many times have we done this through the years? We've been together, different rules according to what you can do for my school or what you can do for your team.
Yeah, but this is the one rule that in all the sports, Joe, you can't break. No matter how good you are.
I agree. Totally agree.
Right?
I'm not.
We had text to bring up Pete Rose, who died before they let him into the Hall of Fame. Like,
Pete's going, where the hell were you guys when I was managing and after?
And there's been other guys. There were other college guys that weighed in that had been thrown out for doing a whole hell of a lot less. Like, but where do you draw the line? Like, this is so far past the line of, like, ethical decency.
Yeah.
I just don't know where you draw the line.
Here's the problem. So the NCAA has rules on gambling. I so everybody knows. Some people think they didn't have rules, and all of a sudden they got hit with this and like, what do we do now? No, they have rules. They have different levels of gambling. They actually have different, looked it up a few days ago, the NCAA rules on gambling. And the final one says, if you gamble on your own team, you lose all eligibility. You're done. That's it. Permanent loss of eligibility. That's it. So, and then there are ones, if you bet on professional something or not, you can lose 30% of your game. You can look it up. I'm just not sitting here making this up. I do make stuff up sometimes, but not making that up. But, and he just beat it. So the NCAA, like, why do we have you? And I'm not blaming the NCAA because every time they have a ruling, the local judges in that area, the attorneys take it on behalf of the players in the school and take it. And Ole Miss quarterback gets another year and probably making I love knowing what everybody's making here too. But hey, look at we know from professional football and college football how important the quarterback is. Ask Florida State how important the quarterback is. Miami, look what Miami spent. Transfer portal quarterbacks, third one. They're really important because they're really good, and they flipped this program around. They've been a big part of it, flipping it around. You got to have a QB. Look, we're having these arguments. Yesterday, we're going through all this stuff. We got backup quarterbacks. I want a real guy. We got to get the guy. So this is it, except this guy broke rule number 1, man. You gambled on your own team. You gambled on your own team. That's it. You're supposed to be done. And you get some retired judge. I don't know. If he ever wants to go now to a game, though, I'm guessing they're calling him corrupt overnight. I'd be careful with that. I don't know what the rules are, but I would just say this. I'm guessing anytime he wants to go to Texas Tech, he and any of the grandkids or the kids want to go, they'll have good seats. They'll be the old judge will, hey, man, nice ruling by you there, pal. What do you need, huh? What do you need? We'll get you there. We'll bring a car over.
Well, I think the reactions from the other schools basically tell you all you need to know, right?
Well, I think you're going to find out a lot more. Big 12's having those meetings today about this.
Their commissioner tried, man. He tried to dance around it, and, we're going to see how it unfolds. It's very, very embarrassing, and, the obvious – I think it was obvious the NCAA wasn't going to win this, right? And now – you would have. I don't, Joe. Like essentially now, there really are no rules because the NCAA is completely powerless to enforce anything. No. If you can get away with betting on your own team, no. There's nothing you can't do. Hey,
by the way, so now guys are going to get caught gambling and probably not on their own team, but go, I bet on that other game. Yeah, that game out on the West Coast, USC and UCLA. Yeah, I shoot, man. I mean, what am I going to do? I bet on them, but I have nothing to do with it. I mean,
I always wonder how, because I heard, I told you Feinbaum driving in and he's talking about this is everywhere, guys are doing this and, because gambling's everywhere. I don't know that guys are betting on games that they're playing and all over the place. I really hope that's not the case.
I will tell you, though, that most people believe the problem wasn't going to be as professionally as bad, that the problem was going to be college sports because they're not making as much money. They're young. They've been gambling coming in, young and dumb, and think they can get away with it and not realizing that and not following what's happened. Listen, the NFL had a little run there of stuff, and then one day the commissioner just said, all right, so I suspended a few guys for a year, including a really good wide receiver from here in South Florida, got suspended for a year, came back and actually got his career going again. But then he said, nah, it's not enough. From now on, you're done. You gamble on games, you're done. You're done in the NFL. Permanent. I think that's what you got to be, man. The only way, and again, if you got an addiction, maybe, you can't do it. But, man, this guy, this is the worst thing. This is okay, the system really is broken. You weren't lying. Wasn't just the NIL, wasn't just the transfer portal, wasn't just tampering, wasn't just recruiting, wasn't agents, all the other things around the system that everybody's complaining about. And by the way, one of the big complaints, Nick Saban's 11-minute speech to start with was, and every time, the NCAA rules on something, it's taken to local court, and we lose. Gets, temporary injunctions. So anyway, it's
by the way, I wonder if any NFL team would even take a shot at this guy. I don't know how good of a season he's going to have in college football, Joe, but I wonder, the NFL is really strict on this crap. They don't want to deal with this. So this guy better be really, really good, or I can't see an NFL team wanting to get in bed with that.
They're saying they would.
I don't know, man.
They say there are going to be a lot of teams. If there would have been
he better give a good explanation when they do those interviews at the combines and all that. He better have a real good explanation.
But it will be interesting to see how Roger Goodell, because I thought, he was going to go in the supplemental draft. I was kind of looking ahead here because it's coming up. They don't have him every year, by the way, but he was up for it. And because he is a good player,
But I don't know that the NFL can like suspend him or put any discipline on him. I mean, it's before he got in the league, so I don't know that
I don't know either. I don't know.
You can go back in time and do that, but
hey,
does the team want to take a shot on a guy who's got that kind of problem?
I just think the league, they used to like take shots on guys, and we've taken our shot on guys from everything.
Never taken a shot on a guy that's done that.
No, and this is
the first time I think you've ever really had anything like this.
So when I was playing, going back, there was a first-round pick for the Colts that was taken, high draft pick, and I blanked out on his name if anybody can remember in the 80s, and he couldn't beat it. Like he kept gambling, and they drafted him, and they bring him back, and he couldn't stop. So he was out of the league. And the reason I bring it up, because the 2 or 3 guys I went to college with were on the Colts. A guy named Greg Braceland and Matt Booza, and good friends. And just like, how bad is it? It's bad. It's bad. I don't know if anybody's popped in on the name. So they have had it. They have had some dysfunctional cats through the years, and with the steroid stuff, with gambling, obviously with the cocaine, and some of those things. But boy.
So you don't think the school should have
at
some point said something like, we're not going to do this. Like, this is where we draw the line. We're not going to go to bat for you.
Football's big in Texas.
Yeah. So I hear.
They say the three of the top schools right now spending money. And the billionaire club. And they got a big billionaire that the guy came out and he was saying stuff. They're ripping him yesterday for Texas Tech. But hey man.
Art Schlichter?
Yeah,
Schlichter. Name?
Schlichter.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, but it looks like Schlichter. It's Schlichter.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But I was just helping.
Art had a little problem.
954 got it.
Yeah, way to go. Thank you. I appreciate somebody looking that up. I was looking at that the other day, and so I see him warming up and stuff, and I was like, this poor guy, man. He come back out. He literally, like, he'd start throwing the football, and I think he just wander off to like, what can I gamble on? I need some action. But this is, hey man, can you just break it? He's saying all the right things after this gambling this is not something new that popped up, but I don't know, man. It's a bad one though. You gamble, you rule one, man. Rule number one, as bad as you can do right now, is gamble on your own team. It's big business. There's a lot of college bets out there, like there is in professional sports.
That's what really gets nutty. The guy's doing it on his own team.
Yeah, no, that's
one thing. Like if you're I
guess
it's different, but
I've been saying that for 37 minutes, man. It's one thing you're in college and you decide you want to gamble on the pro games that are going to be played the next day, or
still not good, but
now you take it and you go, I got a lot of information here on my Indiana team here. Ooh, we don't look good this week. Oh, that's a bad matchup. That 20 ain't going to be enough for what they're going to do to us. Anyway, hey, we got to go to break. Last night, San Antonio, not out of it yet. Go back to Madison Square Garden and get a 115-111 win. And there's so many different parts. We're aware of, by the way, in case you didn't think we didn't see it, the officiating and all the different calls that weren't made. And some of them did go against a couple of bad ones. Wemby shoves down Brunson. It should have been. I have nothing else to say. I mean, it should be a technical. Should have been. It was a bad one. I'm not disagreeing. There are a few others that were right there, and the calls. And Mike Brown was not happy. If you haven't heard Mike Brown, we'll have that for you coming up here about what Mike Brown had to say. In a very nice way, though. He didn't lose his chips, but he was like, "Hey, man, officiating, come on,
stop crying about
24-8 free throws in the second half. 24-8." We go to the basket hard, too.
Spurs hit some big shots.
They did hit some big shots, by the way. And that should not be lost for Knicks fans either, because we got a lot of Knicks fans, probably very few San Antonio fans, except the ones that hate the Knicks. And I would just say you might want to go back and look at some of the shots, including 2 huge free throws Castle hit at the end of the game. But he hits a big jumper. De'Aaron Fox hits a little fadeaway to make it 5. So they hit their shots at the end of the game, and they made their free throws as well.
Have you seen all the stuff on this Schlichter guy? I just looked him up really quick because one of our texters says he's in jail.
Yeah, I told you it was bad.
Have you seen some of these stories?
I lived them.
This is crazy story.
I know I
He
lived
worked for a
them.
radio station and was stealing checks. This is
Dude, he was
wow.
he was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, this is a pretty long Wikipedia page.
Sometimes
this
it's good
guy
for
has.
me to give you a little lesson, a little history lesson.
Yeah, this is
Especially
the original of this stuff, huh?
Oh, I got to tell you, man, the Colts at that point had some problems, and my guys used to call me because we had another wild guy on that team, and he poured a Coke over the coach's head when he got cut at lunch. Guy Holden Smith was his name. He poured a Coke over, and my guys call me like and I had to wait. I was back then there were no cell phones at that point. So I get home and they go, dude, you ain't gonna believe this one. I go, what? They go, remember how? And he was a really good athlete, but he was out there. He goes, he got cut by the coach, and he went in and he goes, this guy just ruined my life at lunch. Everybody's sitting at lunch. He goes, and he's standing behind the coach in the coach's table. He goes, I just want everybody to know this man just ruined my life. He just cut me, and he poured a big, like 16-ounce soda right over his head.
Wow.
I never heard of that. And the guy's going, what happened? What happened with the Colts today with your boy? What'd your boy say? I go, oh, my God, man. So we'd have a good laugh, and then the gambling stuff was bad. Hey, we got to get some other stuff that's always talked about. Mental Health Month is over, but that doesn't mean mental health is gone. Come on, man. Dr. Barry and his great staff want to let you know we got something special. If you're going through it right now, depression, anxiety, all those things, man, and you need some help, you just can't do it yourself. Something's happened in your life to set you off a little bit, and you're in a little funk, to put it nicely. Hey, your mental health is still front and center. It's important. Recovery Unplugged's mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale is your private sanctuary to reset. Dr. Barry and his team blend expert care with music-based healing in a beautiful, comfortable space. You're going to love it. Private and just unbelievable. The music-based healing, I was blown away with just how effective and the programs they have. I spent a couple hours there. They accept most major insurance plans. Call 954-737-4508 or visit recoveryunplug.com. If you or somebody you really love is going through some tough times, recoveryunplug.com. Remember that. Let's heal out loud, even in June.
WQ.
7. Oh, this think it's over. I think it's over. Wow. I'll put my house against your little house. Yeah, you said Shaq don't have a little house. Well, you got it. Well, my house bigger than yours. Okay.
Somebody lost a house last night. That's all I know. Can you imagine Charles Barkley giving over his house, telling his wife he's moving, she got to move out? They lost their house because he made a bet. Speaking of bets, that's kind of a big thing today, man. I'll bet you this. Oh, hey, maybe I shouldn't say that. Anyway.
That halftime lead did go away very quickly, man. The Knicks looked a little sluggish to start the second half.
Hey, by the way, though, it was just a crazy start. San Antonio jumps out. They're what, 33-22 or
they
something
were up
to start?
12, I think, yeah.
11-12. And then next thing you know, they score like 40-something points in the second quarter, and you're going, uh-oh. And I thought they're going to come out, and we're going to find out right now the truth. Because if they win 3-4 is just thanks for showing up.
Would have been a formality,
yeah. Just thanks for showing up. And, hey, man, they made some shots. Like, you can be – I got Knicks fans saying we got screwed. We haven't gotten any calls in 3 games, and I expect that. That's part of the fan thing. But I gotta tell you, and you did get screwed on a couple calls. But you got to give San Antonio some credit. Those young dudes hit some shots. Although De'Aaron Fox no longer a young dude, but he hit one of the big shots. Katso hits a big jumper and knocks down 2 free throws at the end of that game. So, because they kept coming back. I mean, Brunson does what Brunson. He started making some shots late in the game, ended up 11-25 with 32 points. Anunoby, by the way, had just a great game last night. He goes 28 points. Didn't take that many shots either. He was unbelievable. But, yeah. And officiating, listen, I get it. By the way, we're going to play Mike Brown for you coming up here. Not real happy after the game. But listen. First of all, he did the right thing. You got to complain. I would have probably really blasted him to get my money's worth because I think it works with the officials. I do. Like, hey, calls go both ways, and they won the game, and we can do a lot of things better. But I got to tell you, you can't tell me 24-8 in free throws in the second half. 24, we shoot 8. We're going to the basket hard too. And they missed some. Hey, look, they did a nice job last night at showing stuff that the guys didn't see originally and came back. And again, I said this to start the show. There's a lot of pushing. There's a lot of shoving. It got chippy. There's a lot of grabbing off screens, and guys are grabbing each other under the basket. And guys get tangled up and probably called the foul on the wrong guy.
You're finally coming around on this Spurs being a dirty team, which I don't have any problem with it. Like, they're mixing it up out there, but Wemby throws Brunson down.
Well, that was a
Castle went.
Should have been.
Well, Castle on a rebound goes right through Brunson. Just puts his shoulder down, knocks him down.
Well, they're gonna be physical with him.
So they don't call a technical or flagrant there, but they called a flagrant on Brunson for this little step under thing, which I thought was bogus.
So
they're very I don't call it physical, but they make some dirty plays throughout the game. I thought the play by the whatever the big guy's name is. Knocked down Josh Hart.
Oh, yeah, under the basket.
Yeah, and then Josh Hart reacted, right? I mean, that's exactly what that guy's trying to do. He's trying to get you to react that way.
I think that big clumsy dude was trying to stop. I don't think that. And I'm all for blaming.
I don't know, man. He's a dirty player too, but I just think that's the reaction that
you and I disagree on that one.
But that's exactly what they want, right? You want Josh Hart kicking you, getting up, pushing you. Yeah. He gets called for the technical. But that's exactly what you want there.
I think they're pushing it pretty good, yes.
And they should. They should try to push this team.
But listen, Wemby ain't getting kicked out for game 4. Some of you are saying Wemby should be kicked out for this.
No, he should have gotten called for.
I really want to ask true Knicks fans, and you go around and ask NBA fans, and the numbers for last night are going to be ridiculous. They're going to be ridiculous. They got big numbers for that thing. Hyped it up. It was great. Everything happening in New York, especially at Madison Square Garden. But I don't want to see Wemby miss a game.
The guy would have to throw probably multiple punches to get thrown. Well, he threw a pretty nasty elbow last series, didn't get kicked out. But
You want it kicked out? You keep
No,
stop
of course
bitching
not.
about
I like
everything.
the way they're playing. I like the dirty stuff. Take it to this Knicks team, man.
Push. Hey, listen, man.
You know,
It is they're ripping these officials, and I understand it, and I understand this we do this because we see all the finals in every sport, and guys upset. Teams that lose are upset. Their fan base is upset about calls or their head coach and stuff. And that's Mike Brown's job, man. He's the one like, hey, Fishy, he's going to get fined for his comments.
wasn't the reason that they lost the game, though.
No.
The reason they lost the game is Castle hits that big three, right, on a broken play.
I just
that big three. That's probably one of the main reasons.
I just did the breakdown. I did the Castle, and he makes two clutch free throws there. They got to back down, and he's got to make both those free throws and goes down the other end and makes them. And
just not a huge fan of blaming the refs.
Anyway, we got to go to break here. We got to catch up with the 7 o'clock hour. Two huge stories, though. This Brandon Sorsby, just a friggin' absolute joke that he's playing. I'm sorry, and I feel badly for people that have to go to rehab for anything, but I'm sorry you broke a rule, and just because you have an addiction, you don't just automatically get a hall pass for 9,000 bets, including betting on your own team. That's part of life, man. That's part of life. And I'm sorry that you would have to forfeit your $6 million, which you don't now.
Does he play? Do you believe he plays?
I don't know, man. That's 50-50. Some people think it's temporary, temporary injunction. They're going to try to
From my eyes,
speed
from
it up.
Florio's stuff, it doesn't look like they're going to have enough time.
Yeah, that's what I said last night. They're
right.
going to say
It doesn't look like there's going to be enough time.
Mike thought that you're right. By the time they get to this, they're going to go, oh, season's over. Thank you, though.
Texas Tech cave?
No.
I think the other schools have kind of shown where they stand, right? Like,
if their president said, hey, this is just wrong, because he's the academic guy you're talking about. If he is to say, hey, man, I feel dirty about this. I'm not going to let him play.
Well, judging by what the AD said, I'm guessing the AD and the president are working together now.
Yes. Yes.
So there seems to be a lot of support for this guy.
And I think soon as the Big 12 comes out, they're going to be ripping it all day. The commissioner and all the ADs and presidents from the other schools, and they're going to go, I know, I understand you guys aren't happy because we have the best quarterback. We have the best quarterback playing, and you don't.
So does he play? I know he's suspended for 2 easy games.
Yeah, you always. By the way, everybody, remember that? Get the suspensions out of the way early in the season while we're playing a couple of
they're playing like a religious school and then Oregon
teams you
State.
got
something Christian and then Oregon
teams
State.
that you're favored by 40 against, or there's no
guessing
spread
Oregon State's
at all.
still pretty bad, right?
Yeah, they were pretty good there a couple years ago. Remember they were breaking that thing up the last year.
Are they in a conference?
No, there's 2 of them left. I
right?
Think.
I think they're a holdover from the.
They are. There's 2 of them.
Was
Washington State and Oregon State never got picked up, right?
They're just out there.
They just like everybody else got picked up. What about us? Hey, Oregon, Washington, you forgot about your state brothers. What are you doing to us?
If you were a betting man like Sorsby, would you bet that he plays in week 3?
Oh man, I thought that's a great question. I'm gonna say he plays. It's the Wild West. Brother.
I think they're gonna cave.
After all the money they spent.
I also don't think they realized the reaction would be this bad. I don't think. First of all, you got your own conference teams that don't want to play you. Yeah. You got teams in the SEC that are like, do not schedule these guys for any sport. Corrupt, bro. Corrupt.
I got news for you, too, I think we have something else going on here in sports, and I'm not so sure the presidents and ADs are running the show. I think big money's running the show, and some of these guys are filthy billionaire rich and really attached to the school and feel like they're a real big part of it, almost like they're the owner of the team in some ways because of the pull they have. This has been going on in Oregon for a long time, but it's Nike and nobody says a word.
This is going to be the good news about all this. This will be the breaking point. Something is going to come from this.
All right. Well,
right.
Listen, let's go to break.
You never even answered my question.
No, I know, because you always come up with great
I asked
stuff
you if you're
during
going to
the
bet.
break.
You have time to think about it.
All right. Hey, let's talk about what's going on for 3 games with the Marlins back in action tonight. Max Meyer on the mound. Old Max has been unbelievable pitching. See if he can't pick up another win tonight with Arizona in town. Got some cool stuff going on for the next 3 days. If you're interested, don't forget. Always my favorite with the 3 games coming up with Arizona is bring your crew for the 4 for $44 presented by Pepsi. You get 4 tickets with hot dogs, popcorn, and drinks, all for just $44. Or you can choose 2 for $25 and get the 2 tickets and 2 12-ounce canned beers for just $25. Get your tickets now at marlins.com/tickets. By the way, while you're at it, check out some of the games coming up. And usually they've got something really cool going on. A lot of great giveaways as well. Marlins, really, the promotional department does a great job running specials for you, especially now that you got some extra time off with the kids to grab a game. We got 3 before they hit the road. So Diamondbacks, Marlins, today, tomorrow, and Thursday. Check it out.
WQAM broadcasting live from the Ed Moore Sawgrass Auto This is WQAM-FM and HD1 Miramar, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. WQAM-AM Miami, an Odyssey sports station. The home of champions. Home of the five-time national champion Miami Hurricanes. The back-to-back Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. The three-time NBA champion Miami Heat. Miami Hurricanes basketball. And now, the new home of the two-time World Series winner Miami Marlins.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai. In Miami, we go to the beach for a little Solcito, and when we want a low price, you save with your Pricito. Save with your Pricito at Doral Hyundai. Starting with the Marlins, we get a 3-game home series with the Diamondbacks tonight. The first pitch is at 6:40 from Lone Depot Park. The game can be heard right here on WQAM. Over to the Dolphins, who are set to resume OTAs in Miami Gardens today. In the NBA, the Spurs took Game 3 from the Knicks, 115-111. Game 4 will be tomorrow night in New York with the Knicks up 2-1. And on the ice, the Golden Knights will host the Hurricanes in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final with Vegas up 2-1. The puck drops at 8. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, replacing roofs, roof repairs, maintenance, and hurricane impact windows and doors. Visit tornadoroofing.com. We're at 77 degrees and a 2% chance of rain. The Joe Rose Show continues now.
First of all, I want to make sure I get something clear. Coach Mitch Johnson and the Spurs, they won the game tonight. They came and took the game. But I will say this: I never thought I'd be in the NBA Finals and see a team get 24 free throw attempts in the second half to another team's 8. And I don't think I complain much about officials or the fairness when it comes to the free throw attempts. San Antonio is a great team. They're a great team. Okay. It's going to lower our odds big time if we play Game 4 and in the second half they get 24 free throw attempts to our 8. And maybe we were fouling, but they fouled too. Cat gets the ball off a loose ball rebound and he shoots it and he gets whacked across the arm and they hit the ball and it goes out of bounds on the baseline. There's no foul. There were opportunities for fouls to be called to at least try to even the free throws out. Now, we didn't play good. San Antonio played great. We could have played better. There were a lot of things that we didn't do that we did in Game 1 and Game 2.
All right, there you heard it. Mike Brown, head coach of the Knicks. You had to do that, by the way. That was – I could have guessed that right after the game what was going to happen. That's it. He's going to get fined for those comments, for ripping the officiating, which he should have. And honestly, he could have, done a little harsher and spent a little more money. But he made his point. It's good, man. I think it works, man. First of all, I do believe when teams complain that it works. I think when you throw stuff out there and the officiating crew of the NBA, I just think they hear it, they're aware of it, they go back and look at things they missed and they got right, and they're aware of it. Again, so we'll see what happens in Game 4. I was glad to hear Mike Brown say San Antonio, he didn't say is they hit a bunch of big shots in that tight ball game at the end. It was a great game. But I do understand, man, if you're a hardcore fan for the Knicks, you're bothered by what took place. I'm not mad at anybody for that today. I'm watching that as somebody kind of hopes the Knicks lose. And I was like, the Knicks fans some are going to be pissed off, and for good reason. They show Wemby slamming their best player down and doesn't get a technical. I don't know how they missed that. There's a couple you go, how'd you miss that? Anyway, we'll go to Game 4. 2-1. We know there's going to be a Game 5 too back in San Antonio, and a lot of guys picked it up last night. Some really, really good games and some big shots made, especially by San Antonio to close that thing out. Wemby had 32 points. Castle had 23 last night, and Castle hit some big free throws and some big shots at the end. De'Aaron Fox also hit a big shot there late. That little fadeaway he does in the paint makes that. So anyway, here we go, Game 4. And I figured that we're ready for today, that we're going to hear about all the pushing and shoving and missed technicals and chippy and the grabbing both ways. And, we got some San Antonio fans saying, hey, they did some stuff too. And you're right. I got to tell you, man, it would be really hard. I think if you step back outside of some blatant calls that you're like, hey, what the hell, what'd you miss on that one? It's hard to officiate this game. These games are hard to officiate. I don't know how the hell they did in the old days when guys were just knocking the crap out of each other constantly. Like, all right, how bad's this one? Hey, back, I remember guys used to throw punches. They didn't get kicked out of games. Hey, break them up. It was like you take guys down. And the guy goes, yeah, I knew when I was going to basket, they're going to knock me down. And so anyway.
Well, look, while they're crying about fouls, you got two major scoring contributions. Anunoby at 28 and Brunson at 32, but you got nothing else from these other guys, man.
No.
Karl Anthony Towns pulling a no-show on you, 11 points. And then Bridges was a total no-show.
Yeah, he didn't get much
It's
done.
2. Those guys that have come off the bench that have played well for them, like Shaman had 3. You went 1 for 8. You just didn't get enough from any of those guys. And
Brunson missed some shots there. He made some big shots, though, also to keep him in the game down the stretch.
Just so lazy to blame officiating.
Yeah, listen, man, we do it.
I get the coach has to do it, but
yeah, he's got to do that. By the way, he's got to pay
for his guys.
Pay the old fine. You got to take that. You're trying to. And by the way, he said he even brought up Game 4. It wasn't by accident. He talked about if this happens again, we're probably going to deal with this again. We got to get some calls. We got to even up the calls here. By the way, after you look at it, free throws weren't that 18 for 22. And 25 for 32. So a little bit there. And in a tight ball game, I get it. Anyway, hey.
Watching the game, I didn't get that vibe that the game was like being officiated unevenly. But the Spurs definitely took some cheap shots at those guys, no question.
Wemby just like.
Wemby did it. Wemby does it every game, seems like. But
yeah, could have called. He had a great game, by the way.
Trying to honor really Draymond Green, who's been sitting up there calling the games.
Yeah.
There's little cheap shots that he takes every game here.
Well, listen.
Showing it right now. And the other guy did it too when he ran through Brunson, and Brunson went down holding his back. It was Castle on a rebound who goes right through the guy.
This is what people are going to talk about, man. You think at some point during the day they're going to talk about the big shots San Antonio made. It was a fun game, man, back and forth. It was crazy. San Antonio got off to a great start, first quarter. Then you're going, oh, boy, this thing. What's going to happen early in the third. And it was back and forth, fun to watch, right down wire. And at the end, the Knicks couldn't get stops. And so anyway, we got 2 games to 1. Nobody's been able to win a home game yet. So we'll see what happens. Game 4 coming up here. And we got the other story that broke during the day, man. Gambling on your own games apparently is okay if you're at Texas Tech. People are wondering, like, how does Texas Tech from the top down, do they feel dirty? Does the president who runs a whole university, he's like, I know what we just did. I know why we did it. I know why we fought for it. Whew, I don't know, man. They know it's wrong. You can't bet on your own games. I know they didn't do it with Texas Tech, but he's done it in his gambling problem. Obviously, when he went to Texas Tech, like the NCAA said, we didn't know. They're going, why didn't you take care of this early if you're so worried? You go, we didn't know. He gets to your place and turns himself in to get some help. And we go from there. So now, $6 million, Brendan Sorsby, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, transferred to Texas Tech. and he'll miss 2 games, first 2 games, and then he's got his eligibility back. Now the question is, will he play? Temporary injunction by the time they do get to it, and they will overturn it. Is it too late by the time this hits?
I saw the appeals court is filled with it's like people that have affiliation with the school. They went there or whatever.
So you're saying, first of all, it might take a while. We're real busy. The old system, court systems.
Well, I'm guessing a lot of people that live in Lubbock, Texas probably went there.
So anyway,
right?
By the time they get to this, it might happen to be late January before we can get to this. We should be able to get to it by the time he starts working out, getting ready for the combine. We should be okay. He should be getting going. Meanwhile, you can imagine, some guys were throwing the F-bomb out, some ADs last night. They were just, this is ridiculous. We got enough problems, and now we got this. And we got this other thing. By the way, we haven't heard anything since Nick Saban got up and started in front of Congress talking about some changes. We need your help. We need to get this through. And Protect College Sports Act. And did you see, by the way, the follow-up to the Protect the College Sports Act? And an SEC said, now we don't really like it. All that stuff you guys are talking about, we don't like it. We don't think it covers our stuff. You know what's going to happen at some point. I believe this. I believe if they don't get something worked out here and get control of this, and there's a zillion different ways, whether, a bunch of stuff's been talked about. I just think the 2 conferences are going to take the best of, put together, 50 schools maybe? Miami, everybody's been saying this is nothing new. So the Big Ten and SEC will get together, make somebody the commissioner of the whole thing, in control, and start adding schools, the best of the schools that they still want on the outside that add value to this and do their own thing. Get some big TV contracts. Everybody make a lot of money. College football's huge, still the second biggest professional sport we have. Can we call it professional sport? You didn't stop me. But anyway, it's a mess. Judge Ken Curry, retired judge. People are going, what the hell where'd that come from? How do you do that? They put the rules out there. It wasn't like something like, Judge, you've been around, like all these leagues professionally. If you bet on your own teams, you're done for life. You're done. Not a year. You're done. And the NCAA has the same rule, by the way, but nobody cares about the NCAA rules. Why do we have them? Why do we have them? The NCAA rules. I actually looked it up a few days ago. I was curious, they must have something out there. They're not just, and they do. They have different levels of gambling and what you gamble on. But the worst is gambling. It's 100% permanent loss of eligibility when you bet on your own team. And he did. Now they're going, well, he wasn't starting. He was there. He was there to see what's going on. Inside trading, man, right there. That's it. He knows what's happening, what the plays are. He's seen a scouting report. We should kill these guys. Let's run it up on them. Oh, we're in for a tight game. This is going to be a tough group. Anyway, it's everybody should be fired up about this one. Man, I knew this was coming down. I did. Brett McMurphy is going to join us coming up in the 8 o'clock hour, a college football insider who joins us. Brian Geltzeiler going to join us. I'm curious to see what his take is on last night, officiating and everything else. Listen, New York's still in great shape, up 2-1. But this thing changes. They don't win this game coming up. And what will the officiating look like in this game after they missed some calls? Hey, nobody's going to argue, man. They missed some calls. Anybody say it's not saying that at the same time.
You don't care about the play being a little chippy, do you?
No.
Okay. The guys on the ESPN broadcast are having a heart attack, but
I got a problem when a guy slams another guy down to the ground and doesn't call, and the officials stand like, well, what do you not see, man? Whether it's a pick and a guy, I understand guys do run through picks and pull each other to get around them and grab each other, and the guy will try to release, to the basket off the pick and roll, and you grab him and don't let him go, and the jersey comes up. A little bit like holding and
Wemby seems good for a cheap shot every game now, though.
But I got to tell you, man, he never changes his expression. He's
a likable guy.
He's a different cat. You see what he's doing during the day? He was at Central Park.
Yeah, I saw.
Doing artwork. I think they said he had his father with him and his sister.
He's a likable guy. He plays with his teammates seem to really rally around him. They seem to really like playing with him.
They do.
Hey man, the Knicks are favored by a point and a half.
Oh, no, they're going to be
take a 3-1 lead. The Spurs win both games in New York.
Going to be a motivated group. I expect Knicks to win this game, next game. I do.
I'm sure you do.
I'm not betting on it, but
no?
I believe. I'm a believer. I'm a believer.
Why not, bro? Everyone's doing it.
I know, everybody. Hell. Get some
There's no repercussions anymore.
No.
So you do what you want to do, bro.
If I'm in college going, hey, you show up today at practice, you go, hey, dude, I don't know about you, but I'm gambling my ass off now. Give me the Hard Rock app, will you, jerky? All right. Hey, listen, we've got more stuff to get to here this morning. I do want to tell you about Atlantic Men's Clinic, ED and Low T. I want to knock out of your life. I had it, obviously. ED and Low T. My energy level was terrible. ED, sex drive was hit and miss there for a little while, and then it was just gone. There was nothing happening in my bedroom. I made fun of the fact that I was sprinting to bed after a great night out with my wife, a few drinks, and she's looking real good. I'd sprint to bed early to fall asleep. And she'd come in and like, what's going on? I'm tired. Oh, man, really tired. Anyway, hey, listen, without getting into all my personal stuff and getting in trouble, I just want to tell you, man, ED and Low T happens to every guy sooner or later. It's going to happen. Some guys, it happens as early as their late 30s, early 40s. Other guys get lucky and slide through into their 50s, maybe early 60s, but it's going to happen to everybody. And when it does, what are you going to do about it? You just going to listen to everybody? Well, it's part of life. You gain some weight. You don't do as much. We're not active. We don't do that. Not me, man. I want to stay active. I want to be active. I want to play tennis in the afternoons. I want to walk, and I want to enjoy my vacations and everything else in the mountains. And yes, I want my sex drive back. Atlantic Men's Clinic, thank you. Exactly what you did for me, and I know you're going to do it for a lot of guys. I just want to tell everybody, my results were so impressive. So just, again, it happened fast. It's great. You go there, you set up that first appointment, you get your PSA test, you meet with their professional staff. They set you up to show your results, and they put you on a program specifically for you. You're in for great results. And if you'd like to get your energy level back and your sex drive back and you're going through it right now, you don't need to tell anybody. You just need to set up that first appointment with Atlantic Men's Clinic. Professional, great stuff. 7 locations, including a brand new location in Hollywood. I go to Plantation. They're all fantastic places, great people. 877-455-7300 or visit AtlanticMen'sClinic.com. Man, I can't tell you enough. It works.
Apps.
Hey, welcome back, and a good morning to everybody. Marlins and Diamondbacks tonight. Boy, Max Meyer has just been on fire, and Marlins have won 5 of 6. They got some really cool things going on. Matter of fact, I didn't mention this morning, but I said they've been running some great promotions, and boy, just looking the Diamondbacks for this 3-game series. They got some great deals at the ballpark. Bring your crew for that 4 for $44 presented by Pepsi and get the 4 tickets with hot dogs. So they've got a lot of great stuff. That's one of my favorite promotions if you're going out, but they got a lot of other stuff. All you have to do is go to marlins.com/tickets to see what they have going on. Anyway, we got
the Flanagans one coming up, which is big, and then the Father's Day one coming up, which is big too, with the Giants in town with that hat.
Oh, yeah.
Hat for the first 7,500 dads.
Oh, good. Do they have different sizes, or are they all one size fits all?
Well, I think it's one size fits most. And they
been having a hard time finding.
I did see a lot of people around the building were wearing those nice basketball jerseys that they had for one of those giveaways. Yeah. I think you were right. I think they did make it to a lot of the other stations, and I saw the promotions guys had them.
Yeah. They must be saying a lot of nice things about him or something.
Yeah.
We say nice things.
Come on, man. You talk them up a little, Joe.
We've been nice to everything.
I'd like to get maybe a Flanagan's Cup. Can we?
Hey, I got to tell you, so the Canes had their legend camp, and this just totally off thing. I just saw it. And so I saw they had 60 players there. It was really cool. I saw it. I was just looking at some of the players that were there, and they had them all lined up. Man, it took you down memory lane. And they were saying, hey, I won national championship, and I got drafted in the 3rd round. Went through the whole group. It was just really cool. All those guys came back. A lot of them live down here in South Florida, but that was just awesome. Awesome to see as we all get older and see the guys still coming back. That school's a little different than most schools, man. I've said that long before the world changed in college sports. Those guys at UM, it's just not like that in most schools. It's not. And my school's a bad example of Cal, but Woody, even the really good schools that have had great success, they don't have a bunch of guys come back all the time, and you have events and they all show up. Not like the Canes fraternity is just a different level than anybody else. And I'm not taking shot. This is not to get everybody lathered up at Florida State this morning or Florida. They've all had great players. And when they all show up, hey, man, it's a who's who for all those schools. But the Miami thing, it's amazing. They have things where Ray Lewis shows up and just go through the list of guys. Gino Toretta was there, won a Heisman Trophy. And, just amazing the amount of guys that come back when the school has events, especially now with Mario back and being those guys really jumping on the bandwagon to help out any way they can. And honestly, you can do whatever the hell you want now, man. It's open season. There are no rules on anything. They put that 20.5. Remember that? They did the 20.5 cap. Everybody just kind of laughed like, okay, that's for the whole sports program? We're going to need a lot more for that than do business for all our sports, let alone baseball, basketball, and football. Not to mention coaches' salaries and everything else that we have going on. So Brandon Sorsby, Texas Tech quarterback, he's going to miss 2 games unless things change after yesterday's ruling, temporary injunction put in place.
I still don't think he takes the field.
You don't think so, huh?
No,
I
don't.
I do.
I don't think that they imagine the backlash would be this
I would love to know, everybody out there, and again, I don't know if we do polls anymore. I'd love to know. Do you think, and I know everybody's pissed off about this. Nobody's going, good job, man. That's the way. That was a great call on that one. He should be able to play.
It's a massive misstep by Texas Tech, man. They should have known that this was going to blow up like this. I mean, I'm guessing they knew they were going to win.
I think when it was in their backyard.
Yeah.
I think every time these happen in your backyard, you feel pretty good.
I mean,
you got a really good chance to win.
Right?
I got this vision, and I know it's maybe it's not fair that this judge goes to every game and sits up there with some of the big boosters with his family and, eating great food and cheering and screaming and yelling and gets that ride home and the whole deal. I don't know.
This one's just very cut and dry, man.
Yeah, it's really.
You bet. Yeah, you're done.
There's no gray area. No, there was no gray area. No, you admitted. You're the one that came out and told us, and we followed it, and you were telling the truth.
I'm going to go back to what I told you earlier to start the show. I truly believe that the university should have handled this better and realized that, hey, we're first and foremost, Joe, they're not a pro football program. They are an institution of higher learning in our country. They are a university.
Well, I listened to you.
And they should have some basic ethics and morals, just basic.
So let me ask you a question the other side of that, because that sounded beautiful, and I was ready to come in and give you a big kiss. Because let me ask you, why do you think they went so hard to get him back, knowing they broke, obviously, the worst thing you can do, gambling on your own team?
I think there's a major issue with what they've
done.
No,
I know that. I'm asking you, why do you think they went so hard and brought their attorneys in?
Football player.
Oh, there you go. Oh, he's one of the best college quarterbacks.
Doesn't make it right. No, I don't think I think there's a lot of schools that would say absolutely not.
I agree. They're not one of them. Win, baby, win. Win, baby, win. They had little Raiders in them.
It was just funny. They were showing guys yesterday, like, I don't know if you remember, like, it was Terrell Pryor who got suspended for getting a tattoo for free. Remember that? Like, there's just so many guys that got suspended for so much stupid crap over the years. This guy's betting on his own games.
They said, well, they're not doing anything about tampering. They're not doing anything about this NIL. Transfer portal's a little out of control.
But now what do you do, though? Because now the NCAA is officially dead. Like, this is the official death of the NCAA.
Yes, it was.
They can't enforce anything.
Hey, I agree with you. That was the last bullet right there.
If you can't enforce the easiest rule there is to enforce, like, I get there's some rules that are dicey with this eligibility stuff and guys, playing in the G League and coming back or whatever. There's some dicey stuff out there, but this one's pretty cut and dry.
So the NCAA's, one of their jobs is to police everybody in college football and college sports, make sure everybody does the right things. And we slap coaches on the wrist and we suspend them a little bit and the things and the investigations that go on through the years. And honestly, everybody looks at them. They have no power. Local judges, go ahead and rule, NCAA. We're gonna crush you. Here, go ahead. He has no eligibility left. He must turn pro. No, he's not. He's gonna get an attorney, and they're gonna get in front of the judge, and he's gonna get another year of eligibility. What else you want to talk about? What else? It's where
this guy better be damn good, because I don't think any NFL teams are gonna want to roll the dice on a guy that has this problem.
Those guys yesterday said he would have be a late first round pick.
It's risky, man.
Well, I tell you
better
what,
hope he's cured after that 30-day stint.
That's
rehab.
The other thing is, the greatest con guys, the guys that have those problems.
You pull that crap in the NFL, you're not going to be able to go to a friendly court. That's it, man. You pull that garbage.
Though anybody says, hey, I'd love to know how Roger Goodell's going to handle this at some point.
There's nothing he can do.
No, he's going to be coming into their league, and they're going, okay, whoever takes him, I'm just telling you right now, you better have a great program. You better put together one of the greatest babysitting programs of all time.
You got to sell teams. If you're this guy, you got to sell teams at the combine that you're somehow cured, right?
Well, that'll be between he and his agent. And
so I don't know how he's going to spin that story.
Rehab. Just need a little rehab. 35 days. I'm ready to plays. Try to rhyme that up on you a little bit. Hey, Woody, we've got...
Is this one of the weirdest stories?
Yes.
I feel like I say that to you all the time, but this is bizarre story. It's not bizarre that I did it, because, you were going to probably see stories like this.
So the only...
They're letting them play.
The only other one I was thinking of, and it's not even close. Some guy at Clemson, I don't know why I've been thinking about this, but Nick Saban brought it up the other day, and he's good friends, obviously, with Dabo Sweeney.
Mhm.
They're buddies and Alabama guys and all that stuff. But so he goes, yeah. Remember when Dabo comes out and goes, I got one of my best players is in class. He's getting calls. You want to come play for us while he's in class? Who does that? And he called the guy out. It was the Ole Miss coach, I believe, is the Ole Miss coach. So Saban brings that up. Saban's bringing that up. And I was like, it is kind of weird. You're in class. And they go, hey, sorry to bother you on your cell phone. Yeah, I'm in class right now. What's going on? Hey, you interested playing for us? I like Clemson. I'm good here. Why? Tampering is alive and well. You sure you don't want to get in the transfer portal? All you got to do is jump in there. We can get you a lot more money than you're making at Clemson. Your guy doesn't even like that transfer portal. All right, we do have to go to break here, man. We are running a little bit late here. We got a lot of stuff going on this morning to still take care of, but I do want to take a second to talk to you about something very, very important. Hurricane season is here, so now's the time to call Loctite Impact Windows, Doors, and Roofing. They're windows and Hurricane Category 5 rated. Loctite Impact provides 100% financing with zero down, no interest, no payments for 1 year. You got that old leaky roof, and you're going, let's wait 1 more year. What are you doing that for? You don't need to. You can replace your roof now, and you can pay later. It got some great programs for you. Plus, 24/7 roof repairs. Started that in the last year. It's been a big hit for people that just need some work done, just to patch it up to save you for a while. They can do it. They got great people there, as I said, 24 hours a day. The best part, Impact Windows as low as $6 per month per window installed. Don't wait for the next storm. Get a deal of a lifetime today and keep your home protected no matter what it is. It's about doing it. They cover all of South Florida, Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach. They do everything from start to finish for you. Once you sign the contract, they are off and running. So call today, 954-500-LOCK. That's 954-500-LOCK, or go to LoctiteImpact.com. They got a great staff ready to answer all your questions and get you started today.
If it's going down, we on it.
to the Joe Rose Show. This hour is brought to you by Baptist Health.
And now, it's time for Hollywood's headlines. Without further ado, here's Hollywood.
All right, Woody. Sorry about that, man. We got a little long-winded.
Nah, you're good. We just need a little good news in the mess that has been some of these stories here, Joe. And we got some good news yesterday. The Miami Heat struck an over-the-air deal with WPLG for their local broadcasts.
Did they really?
Yeah. So the Heat are the second of 13 teams that were under contract with the now defunct FanDuel Sports Network last year to officially make the jump to over-the-air television.
Man, that's great.
Yeah, they'll be with WPLG, that's Channel 10, right? To be the broadcast home for the team's local telecast during the 26-27 season.
So how are they going to do that? Like, do they split the money and the revenue? How's that going to work?
How are they going to pay for it?
Yeah.
I didn't negotiate the deal.
WPLG is bleeding money right now, man, since they had to move and lost a lot.
Okay.
When they went independent.
It says, according to a reporter from the Sports Business Journal, the Heat deal will pay the team, quote, well above the normal OTA over the range of $10 million for a rights fee, though the exact figure was not disclosed, Joe.
Okay.
So
thank you. There you have it.
It also includes an option for the 27-28 season. It says they will simulcast. They simulcasted 12 Heat games last season. So I don't know if you caught that. They did some last season. They will also, in addition to the over-the-air option, WPLG will launch a free direct-to-consumer app called Local 10 Plus Platinum that will allow in-market fans to stream Heat games without any form of subscription.
Wow. Good stuff.
I believe people in Palm Beach County have a problem, though. I think this might be a Dade and Broward type deal here.
Hey, we don't have time to worry about you, Palm Beach.
You guys will figure it out.
You've been good to us.
You guys will figure it out later. All right. I hate to bring this guy up.
That is good news, though. That was good news.
Yeah, it's great news.
Yeah.
I hate to bring this guy up here, Joe, but did you see Mike Vrabel and the family and the son's engagement picture?
I did.
I still strongly believe.
Are we just going to let it go?
I think we should let it go because I strongly believe that this is a swinger open type relationship.
No, it's not.
And that the wife was okay with this and knew about it the entire time.
Oh, my God.
I strongly believe that theory. There is no way. I mean, no way, man.
Well, first
Carry
of all,
on a 6-year.
Well, first of all, the swinger things, that's a different club than what you're talking about, where she just says, look, when you're on the road, go do your own thing. I just don't want to know about it.
I wouldn't know about that. But.
Now, swinger thing is where both of you go,
okay.
You ready to hook up with this couple over here?
Everyone involved.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. She looks good, too. Let's do it. They like us.
We'll
be
no
swinging.
Way, no way that those photos leaked. And all of a sudden, they're like, oh, my God, you've been cheating on me for 6 years? No way.
All right. Are you going to let this go, though?
My theory.
I know.
Yeah, as soon as you let your Aaron Rodgers theory go.
I haven't mentioned it. Now, I haven't even thought about it till you said.
Would his wife be mad if he cheated?
I don't know. You're setting me up.
I don't know if she exists.
I don't know if she exists.
We have to meet her first.
The wives in Pittsburgh going, honey, this is year 2. You think we're going to meet Aaron's wife? Is she going to come to one game to see him? No, she lives on an island by herself.
All
right.
Well, Joe, now we've ran out of time here. I was going to tell you about this great story in the UFL, a guy who made a couple of 4-point field goals. But
you like that 4-point field goal thing?
Yeah, why not?
The NFL hates the gimmicky stuff.
Oh, do they?
I mean, they changed the kickoff, but.
Yeah, you know I'm not a fan of gimmicks. 4-point field goals.
Yeah. All right, Woody. We've got 8 o'clock hour coming up.
I made 2 of them in one game. Made history.
Get him in the NFL.
That's 8 points for the kicker.
Hey, man,
right
he's kicking for the NFL.
Yeah.
You know, we're always a shortage of good kickers. Hell, we had a lot of kickers get hurt last year or something. It was crazy. Hey, right now I want to talk to you about Gary and Harvey. Well, Joe, who's this Gary and Harvey you always talk about? Well, they're good friends of mine. More importantly, though, they're really good at what they do. And if you've been in a slip and fall, automobile accident, motorcycle accident, hey, bottom line is you need to call a law firm to help you out. I want to tell you about, Harvey Cohn and Gary Judah, the partners of Cohn and Judah Injury Law Firm, Personal injury attorneys, the same partners who will handle your case from start to finish, more than 30 years of experience. I love this part. I always love saying this. They're big enough to go to trial and get you multi-million-dollar results. They're small enough just to call you back. See, one of the things, and I don't know where you are right now, and I hope you're okay and you're doing better after the accident, but if you're a little frustrated with the law firm you've picked right now and you found out it was a handoff, you thought you're getting one of the partners and you're getting one of the handoff attorneys. That's what we call them, the handoff attorneys. That's the ones that take care of all the cases. They're sitting there with 50, 100, 150 cases on their desk going, hey, I need some help over here. I can't get back. They all want to know what's going on. Well, you see, you'll be dealing directly with Harvey and Gary. I didn't mean to get carried away on all this coffee. Go to ConanJudah.com, read the reviews. Those are partners you can always get a hold of. They're going to handle your case. There are no other attorneys. That you got those two guys. And with those two, you're getting two of the best in the business. Go to ConanJudah.com. Read the reviews. Please read the reviews, man. It'll tell you all you need to know about personal touch. And remember this, they don't pay other lawyers to do the work you hire them to do.
biggest soccer tournament live at Sunrise Stage at the casino at Dania Beach. Enjoy every match, food and drink specials, free parking, and don't miss Fin Zone 305 July 11th. Experience the excitement all summer long at the casino at Dania Beach.
This is the legendary WQAM-FM and HD1 Miramar, Miami, Fort Lauderdale. WQAM Miami, an Odyssey sports station. The home of Joe Rose with Hollywood, Tobin and Leroy, and Hot Crowder and Solana. South Florida sports lives here.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
Call 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This update is brought to you by Doral Hyundai in Miami. We go to the beach for a little Solcito, and when we want a low price, you save with your Pricito. Save now with a Pricito from Doral Hyundai. Starting with the Marlins, who begin a 3-game home series with the Diamondbacks tonight. The first pitch is at 6:40 from Lone Depot Park, and catch the game right here on WQAM. Over to the Dolphins, who resume OTAs in Miami Gardens today. In the NBA, the Spurs took Game 3 from the Knicks, 115-111. Game 4 will be tomorrow night in New York, with the Knicks up 2-1. And on the ice, the Golden Knights will host the Hurricanes in Game 4. The Stanley Cup Final, Vegas up 2-1. The puck drops there at 8. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping keep your home and family safe when the storms roll in. Visit tornadoroofing.com for your free roof and window estimate. We are creeping up towards 80 degrees and a 5% chance of rain. Joe, back to you. You got this look, man.
I'll bet you that.
Yeah. Bet on yourself, bro.
Hey.
Always bet on yourself. That's the moral of the story.
This is a strange one. It would have just been like usually a guy bets on his own team, and it's like, you're done, bro. You got nobody to blame. Go away. Go tell somebody else you didn't do it and all that stuff. You're guilty. You're done. They got you. And this guy just comes out and says, hey, man, I got a gambling problem, and I've done everything wrong, man. I've gambled. Indiana is gambling on my own damn team.
I think at some point Texas Tech is going to realize this is not worth the negative
or
blowback that they're getting.
Is it us against the world?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Us against the world.
I don't know if it's realistic for teams to do what they're claiming they're going to do, right?
We're looking out for his best mental health, and we got to support him, and the best way to support him is give him this $6 million and let him be the starting quarterback for this team and let him grow and learn from this. With the program we have in place, including follow-up programs, it should help him at night.
All these stories, and Brett McMurphy's coming out, will be great to talk about this, but all these teams or conferences are like, oh, we're not going to play these guys?
No.
Is that realistic? I saw Georgia. Did you see Georgia sent out like a memo where they like, do not schedule these guys for any sports?
The problem they have, and Brett Yormark, the Big 12. We talked a lot about Yormarks lately. Brett Yormark, Michael's brother, is a commissioner of the Big 12, and I guess they're having a meeting about it today. I guess they're probably going to give old Texas Tech hell, right? Their AD jumps on the phone, or the president jumps on the phone, and
here's his statement, Joe, from Big 12 Commissioner Brett Yormark. He said the ramifications of today's ruling are significant and could have broad impacts across college athletics, creating great concern amongst our membership. I've been consulting with our key stakeholders and have scheduled a meeting with our conference ADs and our executive board this week. We are also in touch with Charlie Baker and anticipate the NCAA to appeal the order in the next 24 to 48 hours. We will continue to monitor and evaluate the situation. What are they going to do? Like, what is the conference going to do? Throw them out?
All right, listen, we don't have to legally, but I know you guys are upset. All right, we'll let him go. But our backup quarterback's got a bad knee. We don't know if we got a little problem here.
Can teams do that? Can they say, we are not going to schedule this team anymore?
I don't know. Sounds good. Sounds like a tough guy. I just don't know.
Can the Big 12 throw them out?
So is somebody in the Big 12 going to go, we refuse to play him? You're going, really? We got money on the line. Are you sure you're going to do that?
Well, can't they rule the team ineligible and just to say like anything they win is forfeited? That's what they used to do back in the day, remember? When you buy a guy a dinner or something and they'd say the team was ineligible.
Yeah. it's kind of like in high school sports when you turn 19
exactly,
and you still played games, or you're transferred over and nobody knew. You kind of jumped on the team there that they stopped those games. Hell, they're tougher on high school football, tougher down here. Look at what they've done lately. The Teddy Bridgewater thing, guys transferring, although they're starting to soften up a little bit. They're coming around. Oh, high school sports are coming around a little bit.
I just think everyone's in a bad spot with this. Like, I see people saying that, the Big 12 should have made a tougher statement. They should have done it a long time ago. Like, they're in a bad spot here. What are they going to do?
I don't know legally what they can do.
I mean, I'm guessing if the entire conference was like throw Texas Tech out, I don't even think they could do that if they wanted to.
I don't think so either.
I mean, that would be a long, drawn-out court battle.
I'll tell you what, though. They stirred it up, and I just go back to this. What the hell was that judge thinking when he looked and he said it is in the rules? Like, you can't gamble on your own team. Forget all the other bets he put out there. What was this guy thinking? What?
I tell you, he's probably thinking, go Texas Tech. Right? I mean, what else would he be thinking?
I don't know. Judge Ken Curry is his name. Retired county judge, not too far away from the campus. What are you doing, man? No, they got it. They got it done. And then the school goes, if you had just listened to us, we wouldn't have had to go through this. We said we suspend him for those 2 games at Abilene Christian and Oregon State, and he couldn't play in those games. That would hurt him. That would get his attention.
This really does set a dangerously bad precedent, too, because the leagues are clearly trying to crack down on this because it is a problem. Now a guy gets caught betting on his own team, and it's rare, too, that a guy's betting on his own team. Like, we've had guys that are betting, right, that have gotten caught betting, get suspended. But it's not all the time they're betting on their own team.
I think the biggest problem is going to be college sports. You got walk-ons, you got guys that are there that gamble, that aren't making a lot of money or zero money, but they're in the action, know what the game plans are, they're aware of everything.
Who's playing, who's not playing.
Who's healthy, who's not.
And in college sports, they are very less revealing as far as injury reports than the pros have to be.
It's true.
We have no idea, Joe. We have no idea who's going into these games, if a guy's going to be in or out, right?
No. It's
they usually say, what do they say? Game time decision, they'll say something like that, or lower extremity.
We haven't done very well. Like I hear
that.
game time decision for Dolphin players, and usually when I hear that, I go, he's probably not going to play.
Yeah, but at least they have a real
the coach, the
injury report throughout
the doctor
week.
said he could play, but he said he ain't playing. The agent said he ain't playing.
And teams that screw around with that injury report have gotten in trouble.
I don't know what to tell you, Woody. I don't have any answer. You think he's not going to play this year?
I think the pressure will be too much, and Texas Tech will realize that it's just not worth it to go.
Then we'll have lawsuits.
Road,
we'll have lawsuits.
They may sue the school.
Yes.
Yeah, they very well may. Or whoever's on the hook for that $5 million probably going to have to pay it. That oil guy, whatever, he's on the hook for it. He said he was happy to pay it.
Oh man, what a mess!
At some point, Texas Tech, you need to save a little bit of face here and have just a shred of integrity. You are a university at the end of the day.
You don't think they thought about their integrity before they decided to go all in on this guy?
What they're thinking over there.
They knew everything. Everything's out.
But you're a university.
When you go to rehab, you come clean on everything, man. Come clean on everything.
Even in 30 days?
Even 35 days. By the way, I'm not, I don't know what the percentages are. Dr. Barry could help you out there he could help me with that.
How many guys get cured in that time?
And how many I slipped again.
Well, here's the thing. He can bet on the games. Apparently it's not an offense that cost you your job over there. They basically said, do what you want.
Well,
as long as the court case is in your backyard, you're good to go.
I had just until recent times, how weak the NCAA is. Now, some of this they've done to themselves because they should have known these days were coming. It started with the NIL, and now it's everything. And now you have no control. Like these do the conferences really need the NCAA? They can police themselves. Why do they need the NCAA? what does the NCAA do? I think they mean well. They just have no power. These local judges just chew him up. No, he's playing this year. No, he gambled, but he's going to play. Never win. Anyway, by the way, the other story, of course, last night, San Antonio bounces back at Madison Square Garden with all the craziness. I'll be honest with you, I couldn't turn the pregame show off yesterday. I jumped an hour early, man.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I wanted to see who was going to be on and what they were doing, and then, they're getting –
There's a who's who of celebs there.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You could put together some nice movies with that group.
I wonder how they decide
great
who gets
entertainment.
those courtside seats. That's got to be a tough.
I don't know because
deal.
it looked like some of them were new, right? Some of them are just like,
So
I've
people
always
were
been a fan.
The big DJ, DJ Khaled.
Oh yeah, he's a big fan up there now too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan, obviously, but he was on his phone. I guess he was looking into his phone most of the game. So
he
people were ripping him pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I know that these guys just go to be seen. Like, you don't really care, but
he was with Skinny Joe.
Yeah, Skinny Joe. That's good. Think of that all yourself.
Damn, Joe got skinny.
A lot of people get skinny these days.
That new wonder drug, man, out there.
Sure.
Those Olympics working, man. Getting everybody.
Yeah.
That is funny. That is funny. Mr. 305 got caught licking on his phone all night, though.
Yeah, so he's watching his phone. But I don't know. You got who else was there? Ben Stiller, Larry David.
Oh, those guys go to.
They're all there. I saw Chris Rock was there. Your boy Johnny Mac. John McEnroe.
Yeah, Mac's a big fan.
Yeah,
he's doing tennis. All he's doing is talking about that. Yeah. No, he's. No, man. The best days of the LA Lakers, man, they're right there with them last night, man. The show was on. Hey, the Madison Square Garden, it's awesome. It is. It's great. Too bad those fans outside, those thousands of fans been enjoying themselves, we're told. I know it's a huge game, but president's coming. You can't come. You need to get out of here.
And, the Knicks have the chance for one of the all-time choke jobs here.
No, they don't. Don't get ahead of yourself.
I know.
Before you decide now,
Knicks fans are so
you
happy.
might as well work at ESPN.
They're
now you're going the other way
fours. Now. They're all sweep.
They did. The couple of them were brooming it last night.
Lose this series.
And the pregame was, how many games is this going to go? 4. Well, we know that's not true now.
They lose this series, they might as well book another 50-year drought.
Hey, we got Brett McMurphy coming up. College Football Insider going to join us in just a minute. First, I want to tell you about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. Man, I'm telling you what, how would you like to get your money quickly? About half the time of the big banks. How would you like to get, for debt consolidation, get that second mortgage? How about first-time home buyers and the program he's put together for you? First of all, very little money down, low rates. You're in the ballgame. You've been approved. He gets that work done for you, so you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait to find out. Nope, you got it. You can go in and get that home. Man, once you agree to that price, you got it. Go to Google reviews on the web. It's Choice Mortgage Reviews. They're saying a lot of things about Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage and his 30 years of experience. Hey, he does so many different things. The reverse mortgage, I love talking about it. I know a lot of my family's done it with more popular than ever. If you and your spouse are 62 or older, you've been living in that same house for a long time, you got a lot of equity, you've either paid the home off or almost paid it off, but you're sitting there, you could really use that money. It's sitting there, you know you've got it, but you really like to use it as you get closer to retirement. Michael Kotze gets those things done so quickly. Again, debt consolidation, you need the cash, HOA costs going up, insurance rising, all that money you thought you'd be okay on, and now you're not able to break even every month. You could use some help. Michael Kotze at Choice Mortgage. The man has no life. He works 7 days of work. He's always about great service. That's why he's been so successful for so long. The guy goes 7 days a week. You can call or text him. Now, if he doesn't pick up, please text him. 561-441-2730. That's 561-441-2730. MLS 166254. Rates and terms subject to change daily without notice. He's an equal housing lender.
And you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
All right, Joe, it is time to head out to the Toyota of Hollywood hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale. One location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, toyotaofhollywood.com.
All right, let's go right to him. Brett McMurphy, the college football insider for On3 Sports, joins us. And Brett, man, when I got you, I was thinking there was going to be some things breaking, but wow. Brandon Sorsby sure got it fired up, got everybody talking yesterday and today. Were you surprised at all, or did you think there was a good chance this was going to happen?
You know, Joe, I didn't know what to think, but once they, had appealed it and filed them and, filed to get an injunction and all those different things, I guess I wasn't surprised because pretty much anything involving college athletics these days, if a ruling or something doesn't go your way, you just fire up your local judge on call and get the thing reversed, whether you want a 9th year, whether you want, transfer portal, whether
right.
you, whatever it is, we've seen 100 examples of it. So I guess I wasn't that surprised by it. I was, even though this is kind of the one rule that across all sports, no matter what level, that if you gamble on your own sports, you're done. I still was surprised a little bit by the outcry across social media and everywhere else, because it was basically like everybody except for those at Texas Tech agreed this was a bad decision. I did think it was a little comical though, where that the ADs at Georgia and Nebraska came out and said, all high and mighty, well, we're never going to play Texas Tech again. Well, okay, guys, you don't have any games scheduled against Texas Tech. Yeah. So I'm making a statement too. I am never going to schedule a game against Texas Tech. There, I said it. That was kind of comical to me. Everyone's, when I wonder, how many other schools, if they were in the same position, not all schools, but there would be dozens of schools that would have went through the same process to try to get this kid to be able to play. But I do think because it's Texas Tech, because how they've kind of gone from being, kind of middle of the road to suddenly now they're a real player based on NIL, based on Cody Campbell and a number of factors. And now you've got a quarterback at a high-profile school that's a college football playoff contender. Because of all of those reasons, it's like literally everyone is coming out of the woodwork saying, this can't happen, this can't happen. If this would have been a backup long snapper for a team in the MAC that's going to win 5 games, nobody would care. But on the flip side, a MAC team that would win 5 games probably wouldn't fight this rule and just say, sorry, guy, you can't play. You gambled on college football. So, yeah, it's definitely polarizing, and, it's great for great to provide content for everybody involved in college athletics.
So Brett Yormark, commissioner of the Big 12, is getting together with everybody. Is there any way they all get together and then Texas Tech, obviously part of it, and they say to their president and their AD, like, look, you can't do this, man. They're not going to flip it after everything they've gone through. Do you think there's any chance, by the way, that he doesn't play this year?
Yeah, Joe, I think anything's possible. The thing with the Big 12 can't make the kid ineligible. I mean, they can't. The NCAA can't. The Big 12 can't. Now, the Big 12 determined last year that the price for opting out of a bowl game for Kansas State and Iowa State was $500,000. There's nothing in their bylaws that specifies that. They did that. Yormark did that as a conference with the blessing of the university presidents. Could they fine Texas Tech for this? They can come up for some reason. Same as reading a contract. You can always find up for some reason that somebody did something wrong. But would that even be enough? Would Texas Tech even care? If it's $500,000 to not playing a bowl game. Is it $1 million? Is it $2 million? Is it $5 million? I don't know what the number is, but I don't think, Joe, anything short of him not playing is going to appease everybody. And the other thing, I mentioned, Georgia and Nebraska. There's also some Big 12. And look, I'm a Big 12 guy, so I can rip my own conference. There's some athletic directors on and off the record. There's some coaches on and off the record that said, we should boycott Texas Tech. We're considering not playing Texas Tech. That's a load of garbage. Okay.
I agree.
They cannot do that, because then they're costing their own institutions money by not getting their media rights, by losing their home gates, all those things involved. You're simply going to forfeit a game to make a stand and cost your conference and your school millions of dollars. Sorry, that ain't happening. So, but everyone wants to be on their high horse about this, understandably so, I guess. But yeah, you're right. Brett Yormark's got a tough decision. He's basically got everybody in his conference except one school agreeing that this should not happen. What can they do? I don't know. That's going to be fascinating but to answer your original question, yeah, I think it's possible that Sorsby doesn't play. Anything's possible. But somebody that's really a lot smarter than both of us combined said that basically the usual time frame for a appeal for a temporary injunction in Texas is, you're not going to like this, but it's several months. So like it wouldn't get heard until after the season's over. And so nobody's gonna like that ruling when after the season's over, he's ruled ineligible. And vacating wins and all that crap, that doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yeah, and by the way, he'll be getting ready for the combine by then. Hey, speaking of that, he was the supplemental draft, and I heard with their comments yesterday, he could be a late first-round pick, and he is one of the better quarterbacks in college football, obviously. How's Roger Goodell? Well, does anybody have any idea how the NFL is going to handle this? Like, hey, here's a kid that's got a gambling problem. He's all yours now. How's that going to go over?
Joe, I would think it's similar to like when a kid gets kicked off of a team for, he was arrested, drugged,
You're right.
tested positive for whatever the case, and then he goes to a new school. It's like, oh, a kid deserves a second chance. We wipe the slate clean when he goes to a new school. I don't necessarily think the NFL would wipe the slate clean, but I do think ultimately that, there would be some restrictions or requirements. But look, the NFL is not going to say you can't play because of something you did in college. There will be, I always joke, if Charles Manson was talented enough, there's an NFL owner that would draft him. I think the case is the same with Sorsby. If there's a team that thinks he's talented enough, they'll take a chance on him. You've seen all the different things that have happened to NFL players that have, broken the law, some serious, some not so serious, but there's always somebody willing to take a chance if the individual's talented enough. I think it's similar. It'll be similar with the NFL. Now, if he gets at the NFL and he gambles on an NFL game, then I think he'd be banned for life, but I don't think they would do that before he ever got there.
It's amazing, but everybody's looking for a quarterback, man. We'll do anything at any level. Everybody's looking for a quarterback. It's a franchise quarterback that gives you a chance to win, man. It is, doesn't matter. Hey, we can overlook certain things as long as he's a good quarterback. It's pretty amazing. So going back to the last time I talked to you, we talked about getting in all these new rules, and we heard Nick Saban for 11 or 12 minutes up there on his high horse, and we need to do this, and this is one of the reasons I got out. Does this speed it up at all? Is this another wake-up call from the other end, like we got to do something, or is this thing just stay open-ended and let's keep the Wild West rolling?
Joe, I think actually it could help maybe get this over the finish line. I think because there is such an outcry, you've got, Georgia's president once again is coming out and saying, look, this is why the SEC is considering breaking away because, different conferences don't have the same rules as us. And I think, this isn't an SEC question, but I think the SEC, that's a last gasp effort by them to break away. I still compare it to, 8-year-old kid telling his mom, give me a popsicle or I'm going to hold my breath.
Right.
Okay, go hold your breath. So, but because there is such an outcry with this, I do think, I think the defining moment that, there's been so many different things that we talked about earlier where it's kind of like, oh God, that guy got a 10th year. Okay, whatever. And then you move on or because it didn't impact them, because this is, everybody can relate to it. Everybody realizes the severity of the situation. I think that maybe people brings them to the realization that, look, if we don't do something, this is our path going forward. Like finally something drastic enough has happened where they're like, look, we got to get our, together, or this is what it's going to be. Maybe this is the thing that pushes it over the finish line, but certainly I think it'll help. But I don't know if I'm optimistic, Joe, this thing will ever get done, because how are you literally going to blow up an entire
system? Yeah.
System and come up with something that everybody agrees with, that there aren't going to be 100 lawsuits filed because you're violating some kind of rights or laws or whatever these lawyers will come up with. But I do think it gives them a much better chance than if he would have been ruled ineligible, then I don't think it would have impacted it. But because he was ruled eligible, I do think, it could help him for those that want that to go through.
Hey, Brett, before I let you go, and I know we've talked about this before, the Protect College Sports Act that Saban and all the guys with them were up there talking to politicians about. I want to ask you, though, did I see the Big Ten and SEC said, no, we're not aboard on this program. They're throwing at you guys. No, we're not drinking that Kool-Aid on that. I mean, I don't know how we finally get everybody on the same page to the same thing. I feel like the Big Ten and SEC want everybody to know, as you just said, we got one foot out the door to start something new, and we'll bring some of the best of the other leagues with us. What was your take on that?
Yeah, you're right. The Big 12, the Big 10 and the SEC, do not agree with it, do not want it in its current form. Part of the reasoning, I think, is because there's fear that if this does happen, that they will have to pool their media rights with everybody else. And, some people claim that by pooling all the media rights for all the different colleges, it would make the value of the overall media rights worth more money per school. I don't necessarily believe that, because for me, in the simplest terms, it's kind of like conference realignment. If you're the SEC, are you going to add Utah State? It's not going to add value to your media rights deal. They'll increase, but the amount per school is going to decrease. So how is adding Utah State, North Texas, and Temple and Oklahoma State going to improve the SEC's TV money? It's not. So I think that's one of the reasons. But there's other factors too. But yeah, is the Sorsby thing enough to get everybody on board? We'll have to find out. But you're right. The SEC and the Big Ten, up to this point, have said, we appreciate all the efforts. We'll continue to have conversations,
right?
But we're not interested right now.
Brett, I really appreciate it, man. I know you're super busy. Everybody's brother in the country is calling you right now. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on to talk about this. Hopefully we got something worked out.
Yeah. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Brett McMurphy, On 3 Sports, college football insider, joining us. Oh, man. Crazy. Never thought we'd have this day. Every so often you do sports through the years, 35 years, and you go, man, I never thought I'd see this. Seen some crazy things. Locally, seen some things like never thought I'd see this. Guy getting arrested before a game. Seriously, I was just thinking off the top of head things that are going on. Like, never thought a guy'd bet on his games and most important position in sports, and he's going to play. Never thought I'd see this. Hey, we got a lot more to get to. Brian Geltzeiler going to join us. Geltzy's going to talk a little bit about San Antonio. We'll talk some basketball. And, that other thing going on in basketball Yeah, where's Giannis going to end up? We'll talk to him about all that stuff. We'll have all that stuff coming up for you in just a moment. But first, it is time to talk to you about a serious, serious problem we have here in South Florida. Finding a good air conditioning company that you can trust. The one, let me see, will be on time, knows what they're doing, will tell you the truth, and give you the right price and not jack it up so much you're going, what am I doing? Well, it happens to everybody. Everybody's frustrated. Everybody gets frustrated out there. Oh, my God, I waited all day. They never showed up. It was terrible, a terrible experience. Told me one thing, I found out another. Well, listen, you don't have to go through that anymore. Nope. Not with the president of Chill Zone Air Conditioning, Melissa De Verona. Yep, family-owned and operated. Here's what she does. It's a little different than most of these companies. She takes all the calls. She answers the phone all day, gets her crews out, got a lot of experience on every one of those trucks to make sure you get the truth, you're on time, you get the right price, whether it's installing a new air conditioning unit, repairing the one you have, duct cleaning, or anything else for air conditioning problems that pop up. They're family-owned and operated, ready to make sure you have a great experience. And it starts with being on time. Last week, I gave him the test. Man, Melissa, she hit it within the minute. They gave me a 2-hour window and then called me right back and said, 15 minutes out right now. Should be there. I was like, wow, I've never had this happen before. 786-378-2778. I want you to tell them you heard it right here on 104.3 WQAM and that Joe Rose had a great experience with Chill Zone Air Conditioning, and I know you will. Go to chillzoneac.com. Stay chill with Chill Zone Air Conditioning. If you're not happy where you are right now, matter of fact, frustrated and pissed off about air conditioning companies, you won't with Chill Zone Air Conditioning. All right, welcome back, and good morning to everybody. Man, there's a lot of stuff going on. First of all, everybody's doing a little wine and cheese going on in the building right now as everybody's coming in. About officiating last night.
Oh, they're upset about the fouls?
Yeah.
What are you, Knicks fans in the building?
Well, they're just talking in general. Some are just talking as fans that just watch. By the way.
Did you have that takeaway from the game yesterday? I didn't, man.
No, but.
Yes, those guys played dirty. There's no question. I've been telling you that since the last year.
Wemby got to be called for a technical.
Who cares?
Who cares?
He's a dirty player. Get over it.
No. But you got to get it. It's one thing to foul, another's a technical. That's slam the guy down. Come on. Good.
It's a hard playoff foul.
I get you didn't like the fact that, however, he was trying to do the screen, and the screens are a little rough looking sometimes out there when they're trying to screen for each other and create space and all the other things. But
hey, Knicks going to melt down. I'm watching a video right now on Twitter of a nice little fight outside of the garden here. All the fans are fighting each other.
Yeah.
Is this thing going to just fall apart? Like, are the Spurs going to win this series in 7?
No, but game 4 is obviously a little different now. No more. It's a clean sweep when the fans are out there all cocky. New York cocky. 4 straight, man. Sweeping.
I'll tell you, that Wemby is a very confident dude, isn't he? The way he carries himself. I mean, he's an incredibly dirty player, but the way he carries himself, pretty impressive stuff, man.
He looked,
for a young guy.
He looked a lot better last night. Underneath, hit a couple of threes last night. Hey, I think I was glad. And do you have Mike Brown from last night? Here's Mike Brown talking after the game. And by the way, he had to do this. I agreed with everything that he said, but he got to protect his guys.
First of all, I want to make sure I get something clear. Coach Mitch Johnson and the Spurs, they won the game tonight. They came and took the game. But I will say this, I never thought I'd be in the NBA Finals and see a team get 24 free throw attempts in the second half to another team's 8. And I don't think I complain much about officials or the fairness when it comes to the free throw attempts. San Antonio is a great team. They're a great team. Okay. It's going to lower our odds big time if we play game 4 and in the second half they get 24 free throw attempts to our 8. And maybe we were fouling, but they fouled too. Cat gets the ball off a loose ball rebound, and he shoots it, and he gets whacked across the arm, and they hit the ball, and it goes out of bounds on the baseline. There's no foul. There were opportunities for fouls to be called to at least try to even the free throws out. Now, we didn't play good. San Antonio played great. We could have played better. There were a lot of things that we didn't do that we did in game 1 and game 2.
So anyway, that was Mike Brown, head coach of the Knicks. And by the way, he had to do that. Like every head coach in the league would have done the same thing, if not a lot more fired up afterwards about the officiating. He had to do that. Again, you heard it, 24-8 in free throw attempts in the second half of that game. So what he did, he's right. He's right about some, but it was chippy both ways, man. There was a lot of stuff going on. Probably could have doubled the amount of fouls they called. And so anyway, it's 2-1. They're still in great shape. They got game 4 at Madison Square Garden. And you got to give some credit to one thing. Boy, De'Aaron Fox, Castle hits a big jumper and then turns around, hits 2 huge free throws at the end of the game. De'Aaron Fox hits that little fadeaway that he hits in the paint, a little fadeaway shot that he does. So that kept it at a 5-point lead. So every time it got to 2 or 3 points, those guys made free throws or made big shots at the end of that game to win it. Anyway.
Very lazy argument, though, Joe.
Yeah.
A lot of guys that have stepped up throughout that, win streak. Bridges was a no-show last night.
No, there were some
Carl
guys
Anthony Towns
early
didn't show
foul
up.
trouble. No.
Their
I
bench
get it.
did nothing. Like they need those guys to
Woody,
show up the way they have
Woody,
been.
you can't be surprised if fans are pumped up that they were upset with officiating.
I get it, but
everywhere and everybody.
I
This
just don't think
happens
that's like the main
in
reason
every
they
sport,
lost.
and nobody wants to sit back and say, you know what, we had some chances, and they made their best of theirs, and we didn't, especially at the end of that game when it was really tight. A hell of a game. By the way, the ratings for that thing are going to be, oh, Lord, going to be crazy good. Hey, so we're going to try to hit Geltzy here right at 9 o'clock. We're going to talk to Brian Geltzeiler, Sirius XM NBA radio insider. We'll talk to him coming up in just a few minutes. But, hey, I want to remind you of something coming up June 14th. We do this every year. Baptist Health does something. It's called the Men's Health Summit in Doral. It's got some great stuff. It's so funny. Guys do a great job of working their ass off, being with their families and making life important and doing the best they can. But then when it comes to their own health, they do a really crummy job. Wait way too long, get signs of stuff and don't respond to it till it's too late. That's why on June 14th, it's such a big day. It's such a great event. Join Baptist Health at the Men's Health Summit in Doral screening. Expert advice, real conversations that matter. Alonzo Mourning, I called his big day, and he is unbelievable because he's got the number one message. Enjoy food, grooming, screening, prizes, and connect with men taking control of their health. No excuses, no guesswork, just action. Register now for the Baptist Health Men's Health Summit in Doral. Visit baptisthealth.net/Zotime. Alonzo Mourning and the gang will be out there. Hey, get signed up. It really can make a difference in your life.
If it's going down, you know we on it. If it's
And when we want a low price, you save with a Pricito. Save now, they're Pricito at the Real Hyundai. Starting with the Marlins, we'll begin a 3-game home series with the Diamondbacks tonight. The first pitch is at 6:40 from Lone Depot Park. You can catch the game right here on WQAM. Over to the Dolphins, who are set to resume OTAs in Miami Gardens today. In the NBA, the Spurs took Game 3 from the Knicks, 115 to 111. Game 4 will be tomorrow night in New York with the Knicks up 2-1. And on the ice, the Golden Knights will host the Hurricanes in Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final. Vegas up 2-1. The puck drops at 8. Time for weather, brought to you by Tornado Roofing and Contracting, helping homeowners stay safe this storm season. Visit tornadoroofing.com for a free roof and window estimate. It is currently 82 degrees and a 5% chance of rain. The Joe Rose Show continues now. And we're going to head back out to the Toyota of Hollywood Hotline. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale, one location. Toyota of Hollywood on 441 in Hollywood and Sheridan. ToyotaofHollywood.com. Joe.
All right, Woody, let's go right to him. Brian Geltzeiler, Sirius XM NBA Radio Insider. I know he has been busy this morning and entertained last night. Geltzy, good morning. And as you can imagine, all the New York, South Florida, New York Knicks fans, South Florida, I should say, all fired up this morning about the officiating. How bad was it last night for you, Geltzy?
Well, first of all, good morning, Joe. And yeah, I love this time of year. This is fantastic. The New York fans aren't going to love what I have to say about the officiating, because I think when you oversimplify things like free throw disparity, you completely and entirely dismiss style of play. And the Spurs were relentless and aggressive about going to the basket last night. And the Knicks, as happened to them at certain points in time in this series, certainly in the second quarter of Game 1, they went away from taking it to Victor Wembanyama, except for one guy, OG Anunoby, who had 28 points and only took 13 shots. And so the Knicks shied away from going to the rim. Listen, it was not a well-officiated game in this respect. It was the tale of two games. They let everything go in the first half, and they called everything in the second half. And San Antonio adjusted well to that in the second half, better than the Knicks did. It took the Knicks some time to adjust to that. But I know there was a lot of Knicks fans complaining about how physical Victor Wembanyama was. You watch some of the stuff Karl Towns did to Victor Wembanyama off the ball. They could have called a dozen fouls on Towns in this game. So I think some of that stuff, for me, falls on deaf ears, because I just don't look at that and feel like it was uneven in terms of an officiating standpoint. But yes, the style of play that the Knicks were playing and shying away from Wembanyama, I thought played a factor in the free throw disparity. And then I also thought that the Spurs just adjusted much better to the shift in officiating from the first half to the second half.
I'm glad you said that, because, doing these shows, and I get fan bases think that they get screwed in every sport we go through this, but we got to talk about the big shots hit at the end of the game by De'Aaron Fox. Castle hits not only a jumper, but hits 2 big free throws as the Knicks are about ready to go down by just 1 score again with a chance either tie it or win it. I thought those were huge shots made at the end of that game that really, you got to give them credit, right? Money time, money shots.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. First of all, that Castle end of the shot clock 3 was backbreaking for the Knicks. They guard a fantastic possession, and then Castle hits a contested 3 from 2 steps behind the line at the end of the 24-second clock. And listen, Joe, give De'Aaron Fox credit. The dude's dragging a leg around there. He's been hurt for 4 or 5 weeks, playing every night with a high ankle sprain that should have cost him 3 to 4 weeks. And he's out there gutting it out. He retwisted it a little bit last night. He walked it off, and then he ends up hitting that big shot, which I thought had a little bit of redemption attached to it for him, considering down the end of Game 2, he missed a buddy that could have changed that game for the San Antonio Spurs. So, listen, they hit big shots when they had a big shot. I thought Dylan Harper had one of the best 5 for 18 games you'll ever see. And yes, he missed some open shots he normally hits, but I thought his impact on both ends was immeasurable for the San Antonio Spurs last night. I like Mitch Johnson's rotations a little bit better. When he brought Harper in, he didn't go away from him so quickly. We saw a little less Vassell. When Champagne's hitting shots, you use him a lot. When he's not, you don't. He hit shots last night. Listen, give San Antonio all the credit in the world. This was an atmosphere that was a very, very unique atmosphere, not only for the NBA and the game of basketball, but for all of sports. This young group in San Antonio seemed to be annoyed by it, and that seemed to fuel them, where the Knicks kind of taking it all in seemed to get them off to a slow start, down 16-6 at the beginning of the game, and the Knicks kind of spent plenty of time having to chase that the rest of the game, even though they were up 7 at the half. The fact that they fell behind in the way they did it at the beginning of the game was a statement San Antonio made that they were able to carry through.
Hey, Gelsey, I like what Mike Brown did after the game. I do. He didn't go nuts. He's going to get fined for criticizing officiating, but I thought he had to do that, right? You have to do that to set up game 4.
When you have a free throw disparity like that, you have to shine a light on it as a head coach. He's probably going to get fined. He'll take the rip to get fined. This is how the NBA Finals work. Mike Brown's been around the block for a long time. He's seen a lot of this stuff. And it's going to be a brand new officiating crew in game 4. And Mike Brown's words are resonating throughout the league this morning, whether they're true or right or not right. You just want to plant that in referees' heads as you go into game 4 when you clearly had a free throw disparity. Now, I will say this. I thought in game 2, I thought the officiating did go against the Knicks. I really did. The 2 fouls that Tony Brothers called on Towns were terrible calls. He was the best player on the floor, took him off the floor, and gave San Antonio an opportunity to get back in that game. I didn't think it was uneven last night. I really didn't. With all that said, if I was Mike Brown, I would have done the exact same thing. Shine that light on it as much as possible. That's what smart coaches do at this stage of the NBA Finals.
What do you expect now for game 4? What do you think?
It's a war. I will tell you this, we're not seeing blowouts. It's been 3 close games. Every single one of these is going to be a close game. I'm interested to see how the Knicks adjust, because I thought San Antonio did some things here regarding how they forced the Knicks to run offense. San Antonio got away in game 2 from guarding 94 feet. And guarding 94 feet is so important against the Knicks, because the Knicks have unlocked this equal opportunity offense without Jalen Brunson having to bring the ball up the floor every time. They were able to have Hart do it. They were able to have Bridges do it. None of those guys are good enough ball handlers to handle Castle and Harper and Fox on the ball. And the thing is, now in this game, pretty much Brunson was forced to do it every time, and Brunson fell into a trap. I'd love to watch film of this game and be a fly on the wall and watch Jalen Brunson watch himself, because what happened with Brunson is they need him to bring the ball up the floor, but too many times for the Knicks, that defaulted into Brunson just calling his own number and isolating. And that's against this team, they are too good defensively. That's the kind of offense San Antonio wants the Knicks to run. They don't care if Jalen Brunson gets 32 points if it takes 25 shots. They want to force Brunson into inefficiency, and his usage is so high that benefits San Antonio. Where the Knicks really had their offense going over the course of these playoffs is running through things through Towns at the elbow. They did a lot less of that last night. Now, granted, putting Wemby on Hart, letting Hart shoot, and having Wemby play shadow on Towns off the elbow and shadow on Brunson off ISO, that worked very well last night. But I would think they're going to get back to a whole lot of Towns. Towns can't come out of a game like that last night with the way he's playing and have 11 points on 10 shots. That means he didn't see the ball enough. He wasn't on the bench for long periods of time with foul trouble. They're not running things through him like they did earlier in the playoffs, and the results showed it last night, Joe.
He has been so good. Hey, got to ask you the other story down here in South Florida, and that's boy, there's a zillion articles out on Giannis. Giannis likes the Heat. He's preferred trade location. Giannis concerned about the Heat roster after he's traded. If he's down here, they don't have enough to win. This team's not interested. This team might be that team. What are your thoughts now? I think it's been a week and a half since I've talked to you. Feel any differently about Giannis and the Heat?
Not really. Listen, the Heat are going to do everything they can to get him. I think one of the things involving this story that's very important to note here, Joe, where Giannis wants to go is important, but a little bit less important. And I say it in this reason: when it comes to Giannis is gonna have to sign a contract extension, but the Bucks are more concerned about the best package that they can get. Now, again, a team will pony up more if they believe Giannis is willing to sign with them, but the Bucks don't care. Like, Giannis burnt the bridge there at the end of last season with trying to get on the floor when they didn't want him on the floor so he could play with his brothers, and Giannis just torching this organization publicly for them, yeah, listen, they want to get the most they can get. And again, a team he'll re-sign with will probably give the most they can get. But in terms of what's going to make Giannis happy, the Bucks don't care. Giannis has made this really difficult on them. And as long as they can get as much as they can get, where he wants to be is not a priority. So, but I'll say this, the Heat is a place he does want to be, a place he would extend, which I think would push Miami to pony up more. Now, I'll also say this, the thought of, and I don't buy a lot of the story, he's worried about what the team will look like after they trade for him. I think this is in Pat Riley we trust situation. That, you know what, Giannis gets there, the Heat will figure out how to do a couple of things and add a few players here to make the team better behind him, as long as Bam's not going for him, and I don't think Bam will go for him. So if it's Giannis and Bam and what Miami can piece together, they've had a habit over the years of finding undrafted free agents, second-round guys, developmental project, and turning guys into players. And I think Giannis will lean into that a little bit and have some faith in that. So that's a part of the story that I kind of look at side-eyed, because I think if Giannis wants to come to Miami, and I believe that he does, I think that's all about the fact that he has an immense amount of trust in Pat Riley, Andy Ellisberg, Eric Spoelstra, and everybody else in the organization.
Hey, before I let you go, OKC, hey, man, they made it real clear coming out. Chet Holmgren's not going anywhere. He's our guy, and we miss Jalen Williams because of injury. Everybody's healthy. We like this team. OKC runs it back, same group?
I don't know about the exact same group, because I think that, first of all, I know that Sam Presti kind of said we still could exercise Dort's player option. I'd be shocked. He's an extraneous piece they don't need to pay $18 million a year to. So I don't know that he'll be there. The Holmgren thing, listen, unless somebody ponies up something really significant, I would think Chet will be there. But that becomes a calculated risk, because if Chet has another playoff like he had here and has that kind of game 7 where it only takes 2 shots in 33 minutes, with that contract, he's going to be devalued. Here's the one thing I'll tell you about Oklahoma City. They're running up against the financial Armageddon when Shea's extension kicks in and with Jalen Williams and Chet Holmgren making what they're making. It's going to force them to sacrifice Dort. It's going to force them to sacrifice Hartenstein, and it may force them to sacrifice Caruso. The thing for Presti here, if he wants to move off one of those guys. Now, again, Casey Wallace is going to stay. They're going to re-sign him to an extension in one of those Dort Caruso spots. So he's going to end up staying. But if you're going to have to sacrifice that, the question becomes, are we better off signing Hartenstein at half of what we're going to pay Chet Holmgren, trading Chet Holmgren for some one or two younger guys making less money, and shore up a couple of draft picks again further in the future? Because keep the one thing in mind. If they're slated to be a second apron team right now, they're a second apron team next year, their 2032 picks going to get locked. And that's going to be a problem for them. I don't think Sam Presti wants to lose that flexibility. So as much as he said what he said last night, I think that's about leverage more than anything else here. And I think Presti's got to look into a whole lot of different possibilities, because forget about financial. Even if you have an ownership group that says we'll pay the taxes on the second apron, the roster restrictions are not something Presti's going to want to be up against.
Kelsey, man, great stuff, brother. Really appreciate it. I know you haven't had a lot of sleep, so thank you so much for getting up with us. I really appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
Always, always. My guy, Joe. We'll do it again soon, pal.
All right.
You take care.
All right. You have a good day. Brian Geltzeiler, Sirius XM NBA Radio. We about ready to hit the break here, but before we do, I do want to take a second to talk to you about something very, very important this morning. Recovery Unplugged. I've been talking about Dr. Barry and what they're doing for a lot of men and women, by the way, because I went over and spent a few hours at Recovery Unplugged here a few weeks ago to see the program. Wow, it's so impressive, the work they're doing and talking to people there. It was a great couple hours. It really was. Hey, I know Mental Health Month is done, but listen, it doesn't stop just because we're now into June. Your mental health is still front and center. Recovery Unplugged's mental health residential program in Fort Lauderdale is your private sanctuary to reset. Dr. Barry and his team, and they are great, blend expert care with music-based healing in beautiful, comfortable space. They accept most major insurance plans. Call 954-737-4508. Whatever it is, it has you off the road a little bit. Depression, anxiety, just really start to see changes, and your friends have seen changes. You just need some help getting back out on the road again. You can do it. Recovery Unplugged will work for you. Go to recoveryunplugged.com. Let's heal out loud, even in June.
If it's going down.
Marina Mel Boulevard to Sterling Road and Miami-Dade, slow moving along the Dolphin Expressway westbound from the Palmetto to 107th. That's traffic. I'm Aaliyah Escobar on FM 104.3, and you can listen to WQAM on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn apps.
This traffic report is brought to you by the Casino at Dania Beach, your home for watching the world's biggest soccer tournament live at Sunrise Stage. Watch the world's biggest soccer tournament live at Sunrise Stage at the Casino at Dania Beach. Enjoy every match, food and drink specials, free parking, and don't miss Fin Zone 305 July 11th. Experience the excitement all summer long at the Casino at Dania Beach.
Time for your stock market report, brought to you by Anna Jon Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Markets open about 5 minutes from now. NASDAQ futures up almost 300 points, Dow up 200, and the S&P up 40. So best of luck to all players there, Joe.
All right, Woody. Thank you, man. You're so sincere today, man, about best.
Well, I like, people are going to gamble. I wish them the best.
Oh, God. Where's this story rank?
Oh, I don't.
It's Brendan Sorsby's story.
It's not as
we kind of joked about he'll probably beat it. It's in his backyard.
Which is why the outrage after it actually happened seems a little excessive.
Because everybody thought, look, the NCAA's got a rule, even they're not going to get beat on this one. And everybody knows the NCAA never wins.
Yeah, but I know we knew that this was going to happen, but I guess when it does happen, it's kind of disheartening.
I mean, he just he admitted, I made a lot of bets on Indiana to win games when I was on the team. That's a big year out. That's a permanent loss of eligibility. And Texas Tech's no, just help the kid out. He just needs some help. It's important that he plays. He's done his 35 days in rehabilitation. He feels free again, that he doesn't have to gamble. That urge is gone. That urge ain't going away, brother. That you need to control that urge. Let's talk about addiction, man. About ready to get Dr. Barry on here from Recovery Unplugged.
Probably wouldn't be a bad idea to get a take on if 30 days is you're good to go. But
so I've had buddies that have had cocaine addiction, to get right to it.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get rolling on that, and we've had guys gamble. We've had some great gamblers here at this radio station. Couldn't beat the addiction for a long time. Not once, not twice, had some problems, man. So it's there. It's controlling things. Is you've got it. You've got, you like something a lot.
What is the precedent that is set here, though? You can basically do whatever you want, break any rule that you want. And as long as you bring the court case in your backyard, you're going to be good to go.
Well, that looks like you got pretty good chances if you get that right guy in your backyard.
But that's the precedent that they've set here. If you're not going to punish someone for gambling on their own team,
yeah, no, I agree.
Then I don't know what you're going to.
No, I know.
For.
Pete Rose went to the guy went to the cemetery, man. The guy went he waited and waited and waited. He died.
The only case I think they've won the
Which
NCAA
one?
Was that Alabama kid who played
he still got 5 games.
Yeah, because it took a second judge to finally.
Oh, you can't. G League, don't worry about it. Forget the G League. You make more in college football or college basketball, go do it.
Even out of the league for 3 or 4, out of college basketball for 3 or 4 years. Who cares? Whatever's best for the program.
I wonder, do the colleges just say, why do we have the NCAA?
I saw someone had a good tweet yesterday. There's no reason you can't do this, to be quite honest. LSU should just bring back Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, all those guys for a nice little run.
Well, they're making.
I know they're making a lot of money.
Yeah.
But if LSU was all right, we're going to start Joe Burrow this season, who would stop them? If they brought that case to the Baton Rouge courthouse.
Here's what I think. So Roger Goodell never loses. So Roger would jump in there.
But you get what I'm saying.
Who
is going to enforce anything at this point?
Hey, Roger's got that thing set up where he's the judge, the jury. He's the whole deal. Who's going to be trying this thing to see if I get to come back or not? And he goes, me. You're not coming back. Oh. Anyway,
I think Miami sneak Cam Ward in there for a few games.
Oh,
see if he's around. there's nobody to enforce anything now. You've
So-
officially killed the NCAA with this
I am
one.
just curious. First of all, if he does play, how's he handle everything? Because everywhere he's going to go, he's going to see the
Well, his
best.
team will have his back. He'll be fine.
No, but the best of college students.
Yeah.
Every place you go are going to be at their best. And then the NFL goes, hey, this Brandon Sorsby's pretty good. As you know, he's one of the top 5 quarterbacks in our draft this year, and it's a big draft class of quarterbacks. How do we feel about this one? And he goes, well, we can't stop him from playing, but you guys better have a program in place to keep an eye on this guy. Hey, man, it goes back to same thing in NFL as college football. There's a shortage of quarterbacks. And if Brandon Sorsby
Took you almost 3.5 hours. You finally hit us with the shortage of quarterbacks.
Well, I already said it a couple times.
Did you?
Today. Hey, I agree with everybody. If this guy, first of all, you think Texas Tech would put attorneys and the AD would sign off
I think
with some
Texas Tech is
backup
going to realize they made a big
backup
mistake
kicker
here.
or backup lineman or
No, but I think they're going to realize they made a mistake here.
some young recruit that's not playing yet? He'd be gone.
Did they underestimate the backlash from this? Like,
No, they knew.
yeah, but teams are threatening to not play them.
Did you see the thing between Texas and Texas Tech recently? And Texas said, our backups could beat you guys. And Texas Tech, like, play us. Put us on there with A&M. We want to play. Let's all play each other. SMU's going, we want to play too. Boy, Texas has stepped up in money, haven't they? Oh, Lord.
I still, if we're betting today in honor of Sorsby, I don't think he plays.
I do.
I think the pressure is going to get very, very turned up here.
He may get suspended a few more games, but
Who's suspending him? The judge?
No, the school go, will you guys be happy if we kick him? We get to handpick a couple more games. He doesn't get to
Yeah.
play.
Who's the weak teams on the schedule?
I don't know, man.
You got Abilene Christian and Oregon State out of the Pac-2.
Well, you could say your prayers with the first team, and second team you just beat by 50. I don't know. It's a weird one, man. Maybe it's a wake-up call. Maybe after all this, maybe the great thing that happens with this whole thing is everybody around that cares about college sports says enough's enough. This is getting to be a joke. Enough's enough.
What does that mean?
We're going to start putting some rules and regulations in.
Who's going to enforce it?
We got to get the government involved.
The government's going to enforce it? Congress?
Yeah, they got a lot on their plate, but they have to add one more.
They did technically get the government involved. They went to a courthouse. That's government, is it not?
I'm talking about going up the ladder a little bit up there.
I don't know who. I don't think you could take this to the president. He's going to make. What is he going to do? Make a list of rules and who's going to?
By the way, the
enforce
president.
them?
Wait. Now, in case you didn't pay attention, he did
I
put
know he's
together a
involved.
committee, and he said, "Let's get some things worked out."
But let's say they make all these rules. Who is going to enforce them?
Federal
That's
government.
the problem.
Federal government's going to say, "Hey, no more." No,
You're going to
the
put the
local
Texas
judge,
Tech AD in jail?
The local judge, no. I don't know, Woody. They got a mess to clean up. I'm sitting here talking.
Yeah, they do have
Talking
quite a
out.
mess.
They got a big mess.
And this one really stings.
Hey, we got minicamp today. Oh, excuse me, OTAs. No minicamp.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Different. Minicamp is mandatory. OTAs.
Can we bet on that or no?
No,
OTAs,
stop. Which guys are going to show and which guys aren't? You going to bet? Want to bet? The Brewer.
Malik Willis over under completions?
I don't know.
No.
Somebody will have it tomorrow for you. Don't worry. Somebody's going to have who's hot and who's not tomorrow.
Oh, fantastic. I can't wait.
Get going on that again. So anyway, we've got a 2-1. San Antonio is not getting shut out. They got to win, and we'll see what happens, man. Those games are I cannot wait to see. I'm expecting over 20 million. Watch that. Where'd they go? They peaked at 19.7 in like the last game.
Yeah, I would assume 20.
Average 18. Yeah, man, it's going to be a big one, big number. And great for business, man. The whole Madison Square Garden thing. And you could have spent a lot of time on everybody that was there, right? They're all standing. They all had the good seats.
You know, the Knicks, for the first time, a little pressure on them now.
Yeah.
First time in a long time where they won 15 straight. They got a little pressure on him now.
Yeah, right. The party's is 13.
Yeah,
It's 13 straight.
13, whatever.
13
They got a little pressure on him right now.
It's a little different.
Game 4 is
it's a different.
Game 4 has turned into a must-win for them.
I do think we're in for a lot of good games though here. I just think they're all going down the wire. Come down to who makes. By the way, you want to say it? Who makes plays late in the game? Who makes shots? Who doesn't turn the ball over? Who can make free throws and all those things? Not hit a guy in the middle of the back and the ball gets turned over. And then make an open jumper.
League was probably celebrating yesterday. Adam Silver and all those guys.
Oh my God! Don't start that.
Oh,
that's already coming in. The league wants to see a 7-game series. That's right out of your book, right there.
You don't think they want to see a 7-game series? You think ESPN would like that?
Oh my God! First, you're going to tell me this is what the matchup they wanted, the Lakers and the Knicks, and then you're going to tell me this is who they wanted. And they want 7 games out of it. They don't care, man. First, we're talking about 4 games. They're going to be one of the greatest teams of all time. No. Everybody's talking about 4 games. If they win 4, we're going to start talking about how great this is, this team, where they rank. And now we got a series. Now we might have a great series. Anyway, all the conspiracy theories out there, man, just keep them rolling in. Hey, we got a lot more stuff coming up here as we're going to talk to Brett McMurphy. We're going to talk about this craziness of college football. And eligibility is back for one of the top quarterbacks at Texas Tech. We'll have that for you next.
WQAM is turning the Citadel and